Hey y'all, what's up? Welcome back to another Ladies First panel episode. What's going on, everybody? Happy Thursday. Make sure you're coming in. You are liking up the video. And while you're at it, be sure to follow all of us on YouTube and social media. You have Jami ThatsMe at Bondy Blue at Necey Dixon. And Bondy is Blue Rose Bondy over on Twitter. Okay. All of our contact information is right here. Okay. Now, listen, it's been a lot going on this week. A lot going on this week. And we are going to get into quite a few things tonight. All right. Now, are we ready, ladies?
Ready, Eddie?
Yes.
Ready, Eddie, ready, steady. What is going
Oh,
on? Hey, y'all. What's up?
Hey.
what's
Happy
going on?
Thursday. How is everybody feeling?
Good.
Good. It's been
I'm a little
great.
under the weather, but I'm excited.
Good. We hope you get above the weather and feel better as we go into the
Fly
weekend.
above.
Okay.
Okay, come on now.
Come on.
You know that's what was in my head.
You
Fly
said
above.
It's
fly
so
above.
funny that you mentioned fly above because that's one of the first things I wanted to get into.
Okay.
Oh,
Come on, segue.
It's a
synchrony.
bit of sad news. It's a bit of sad news for the people, at least for me.
Yikes.
Southwest, y'all. I'm pressed about it.
Mm.
Southwest has
Wow.
decided that they're going to start charging for not start charging, but there are no longer going to be assigned seats. So, there weren't assigned seats. I'm sorry, they're going to start assigning seats, and I feel like with them assigning seats, it's now about to increase in price. And I feel away because they are my favorite airline, and I
They're
love
good.
the fact that you
You
also
like
get the
them better
check
than
too.
American?
Yes.
I've never flown American,
Absolutely.
Oh.
I would
but
say I've flown
hopefully
all
I
of them.
will soon.
And
Really.
I will say I was surprised at how much better Southwest is than honestly on it depends. Regular seats is better than Delta, is better than United, is better than American to me.
Yeah.
Southwest also seems to usually have more flights than everybody else. That's another thing I had noticed.
True.
In that seating thing that Jamie is talking about, like there is no first class. It's first come, first serve. So whoever get on a fucking plane first, that's who get
Right.
the seat first. But yeah, girl, it's a sad day where they're gonna make everybody like you're not gonna be able to go to any of these airlines without having to pay an extreme amount of money to travel. It's ridiculous at this point.
For sure. 1000%. They were always like my go-to. I love the carry to, check to, always my go-to. I don't know about, I mean, I've flown Spirit, I've flown Frontier. I wouldn't never again, unless I'm
I've
just really in the
only
box.
Never
I've only
Frontier.
flown
JetBlue is good.
Spirit, American, and Southwest. I hear Delta is good, but I'm kind of biased. My worst flight experience was on Southwest, but it had nothing to do with Southwest. It was just heavy ass turbulence. It should have been like a 45-minute flight. We was in the air for 2.5 hours. I almost peed on myself. I thought I was gonna die.
Oh my god.
So
Oh,
I haven't taken
wow.
Southwest since.
That's terrible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Turbulence
United
is
is
terrible. It don't matter what
different.
flight. Turbulence is, it don't matter. It
I
don't
get
matter.
airsick, so I drug myself heavily before flights. So usually I'm sleeping. So whatever happens is kind of like hopefully I'm so drugged that I don't care. But the older I get, the less Dramamine really works. I feel like I'm about to be getting Dramamine and some other shit. Knock me the fuck out. As long as I can get back and forth. Cause like with the Dramamine, as soon as you up, you up. You know what I mean? But I have to take it because I'll throw up. Like, and then the times I have tried to take the non-drowsy, I had an anxiety attack because I was in the middle seat and I'm claustrophobic.
Oh
And
my
it was the
gosh.
craziest feeling because I had never felt like that before, where it's like I'm not throwing up, but I am sweating and I feel like I'm going to pass out. Like it was the craziest feel. I had never felt like that before or after I was going to New York and I was in a middle seat flight and took the non-drowsy. And it
Oh,
just
damn.
girl, it was terrible.
I believe
Mm-mm.
it. Oh, I believe it. Yeah, y'all, things are
You
changing
know,
rapidly.
but my immediate reaction to them changing, I was thinking about how they fucked up last holiday season. And now y'all got the nerves to be charging people for some seats. Y'all remember last holiday season they had to cancel like over 250 flights. It was just
Oh,
Southwest.
yes.
Everybody was mad. People was not getting home for the holidays. People had to drive. So I'm just like, it's interesting that y'all are gonna go to this. Are y'all trying to recoup
That's
somehow?
where my mind is going now. So did they lose out on money and now they're trying to figure out ways to create some, which is to do the assigned seats?
Yeah.
Mm.
I feel a way
As
about it.
long as I ain't charging for no check bag.
Right,
That
and
what
that's
I
the thing I liked
said.
about Southwest. And the free Wi-Fi. That was another thing. The free Wi-Fi,
Yeah.
the free baggage, and then on top of that, the seats, not having all of that extra shit going on, you're just gonna place the chairs down. In comparison, so for instance, I fly Delta all the time. Like I'm a Delta girl. Like understand. Like I am
Mhm.
a member. I am Delta. Okay. But at the same time, Delta be ignorant sometimes, man. Like I try to do the premium select flights as much as I possibly can because I don't want to be back there with everybody else. If you're back there with everybody else, you might as well be on fucking every other shitty flight, plane flight. You might as well be on that flight in with a Delta flight, regular flights. I'm just saying, it's
Right.
not that roomy. You like even sometimes premium select be feeling like, bitch, this is not enough leg room, and I'm only 5'3", bitch. My knees hurt. I need to stretch out. Like,
Right.
and girl, getting older and getting on planes is crazy. When I was younger, my body did not hurt the same. Now,
Yeah.
girl, you got to get up and
It's a
stretch.
lot.
But
You
Bonnie, you
do.
have been flying for much longer though. You've been taking more international. So that's probably
True.
something to
Yeah,
think
that's
about.
true.
True. Yeah, no, the flights have definitely been like 8 hours to 16 hours. Girl, when I tell y'all,
Yeah.
I was like, bitch, get me off of here.
Yeah, I know
Like
that's real.
a
No, yeah.
16-hour flight, you can only sleep so much at the
Yeah.
end of the day.
I would have to be on drugs. I would
They,
have to
yeah,
be on
that's the
drugs.
only way. They had to wake me up to eat every time. The food was good though. Going to Thailand, I ain't gonna lie. Yeah, I can't wait to go back to Thailand. I'm saving the money for the plane tickets because the hotels and shit don't be nothing out there. But like, girl, need to
Oh
go back.
wow. I didn't know they didn't
Yeah,
have. I feel
me
like Delta
either.
has the best flights like in the morning time. Like when you want to like
5
get up
a.m.
in the air. Yeah,
It's
like
probably a
they had
lot.
the
Ain't
best
Delta
ones.
in Atlanta? Delta in Atlanta, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Mhm.
Okay, yeah. I don't feel like we have a lot of Delta flights here. Oh, well, that's because Southwest and American are here. I forgot
But
about
Correct.
that.
Correct. Yeah, yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
Delta is more your international. Delta has
Yeah.
the connect with the ML, which is like other international flights that go overseas and shit like that. So Delta's just the one that will get you out the country for the most part. The other
For
flights are,
sure.
I think, more local.
Hmm.
It's been a lot going on with these flights. I don't know what.
Mhm.
Like
The
with the two
IT
planes
shit.
almost colliding. Wasn't that Delta and American that almost hit each other?
I saw that.
That
Oh
was
my
so
gosh.
scary.
Girl, this is
Oh
what
my
makes me feel
I
like
have
I
to
need to
think
god.
stay
about
on the
shit.
ground. Like I'm trying to
Yeah.
get the fuck, and y'all making me want to stay on the ground.
Oh my
I
god. Hello.
try not to think about it.
It's been a mess. It's been a mess. We won't think about it much further. I have something else that came across my desk, and I feel like y'all opinions is going to be similar to mine, but I just wanted to get your thoughts on it. Okay.
Okay.
Somebody left this in my comments, and they were like, "Do you think YouTubers should be worried about TV personalities coming to YouTube and doing their own reviews of their shows?"
No.
My answer
Not
is
at all.
absolutely not. I will be honest and say I used to think that when Candy Burris first came to YouTube. But over time, what I actually noticed was that Candy actually gave us more content to talk about. She added value with giving her reviews to her own shows.
Because we
So
talked about that shit too.
boom, exactly. And I guess it's just about how they come. I love getting like the behind the scenes because they're able to tell us extra, like what else is going
Yes.
on. I appreciate that they put the pieces together for us, and it just brings more content and stuff. So yeah, and shout out to Candy for having us on the platform and other celebrities or whatnot that have come and they've been able to have other YouTubers on their show. So I mean, I think nobody should really be worried about it too much.
Also, everybody can't be a YouTuber. Like you might be able to come up here and do a video
That's
here and
true.
there, get some,
Mhm.
pay production to come. Yes, every now, but to be somebody that can just get up here with your own setup and do this shit, like that's a
Yeah.
different thing. So I feel like there's still always a difference. There are your
Yeah.
YouTubers that you're gonna get your weekly, your daily, you know what I'm saying? And then they got the celebrities that might come on here and give you some content every now and again. Like it takes a lot of work to make YouTube work. So that's why it's not easy for, people that do reality TV and all of that to just jump on here and make it pop like that. Like that's why you'll see people who had like, a big following not be able to garner the same amount of success on YouTube because it actually takes work. And a lot of reality TV show people do not want to work.
Mm-mm.
And even it's especially doing the shit live. Like, I feel like in this sector of YouTube, it's more so of like putting on a show, being very thought provoking, also being entertaining, which the people on the TV shows, they're entertaining when they have a lot of edits. And
Great
sometimes they
point.
can't really divulge
Translate.
into their relationships the way that somebody else can looking from the outside. Because I feel like
Mm-hmm.
one of the three things we all have in common that we always talk about is like our ability to just analyze people. That's why they always be like, "You're not a psychiatrist, you're not a doctor," but no, my level of discernment is there. I can talk about stuff like that. So, no, I don't think people should be concerned. I
Shout out to
immediately
Scratch.
thought about when Nene tried to do it for a second.
Mm-hmm.
Even Dr. Heavenly doing her own show, so much like her reviews don't really seem too much to be about the show, but it always be something foolish that happened when she on live and then people clip it and they talk about it.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
But two totally different things.
I mean,
For sure.
honestly, she wouldn't even know what happened on her own fucking show when she was reviewing it sometimes. So for me, it's just kind of like it's just everybody brings something different to the table. So there's no need to be worrying about what anybody else is doing, to be honest.
Yeah, and then I feel like a lot of them may come, but they don't stay.
Mm-mm.
Because I think sometimes, especially now with like what every the cost of living, everything is like super high. So I feel like people look at this as another opportunity to try to get a bag real quick. Let me try to garner that
And it
attention
is
with the
not a quick
celebrity I
bag.
already got. Right, exactly. And then if they ain't got like the passion for it or anything, they just gonna be like, okay, cool, let me go on back to what I was doing or whatever. So
Yeah.
yeah, I don't think nobody should be worried. Just do you
Mm-hmm.
at the end of the day. Okay. Now we're about to go ahead and get into some gossip chat. So make sure that you guys are coming in and showing your love as you enter. The first thing I want to talk about, okay? Well, you know what? Let me go ahead and just cue this real quick. All right, y'all. So we got to talk about Tyler Perry, who actually went over to do a interview with Keke Palmer over on her podcast, right?
Mm-hmm.
So he has this movie called Divorce in the Black. All right.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't even know what that meant, but now I do because people are saying you want to just be like at a good standing once you divorce. You don't want to be
Broke.
Yeah,
below
that's what
broke
she
or
said
anything
in
like
the
that.
movie.
Yeah. So now I'm getting it. But I did not get the movie. I was not one of the people that was in support of it.
It was
Um
just me. I was the only one.
It was. But Kiki sat down with him, and I did go back and watch the interview in its entirety. But I wanted to get y'all thoughts on this clip because he does kind of respond to his critics. So let's see what Tyler has to say, Haney.
He was upset.
Never allowed that criticism to stop you from being able to have your authentic voice as an artist, because it does get really difficult.
Yeah, but what? No. You got to drown all of that out, because if you let somebody talk you out of a place that God has put you in, you are going to find yourself in hell. I know for a fact that what I'm doing is exactly what I'm supposed to be doing, because for everyone who is a critic, I have thousands of used to be emails from people saying, this changed my life. Oh my God, you know me. Oh my God, you saw me. How did you know this about my life, my family? So that is what is important. We're talking a large portion of my fans who are disenfranchised, who cannot get in the Volvo and go to therapy on the weekend. So you've got this highbrow Negro who is all
Kiki
up in the
girl.
air with his nose up looking at everything. And then you got people like where I come from and me who are grinders, who really know what it's like, whose mothers and were caregivers for white kids and were maids and housekeepers and all of these beauticians. That don't discount these people and say that their story don't matter. Who are you to be able to say which Black story is important or should be told? Get out of here with that bullshit.
Yes. And that is what we come up against. It's like you said, the respectability politics that we're always pushing up against, which at the end of the day, what we are facing and what we are oppressed again, it doesn't matter how well you speak. It doesn't matter how well you walk. It doesn't matter how well you do anything. If somebody's going to not like you, they're going to not like you, period.
Right.
So holding ourselves to these unbelievable standards that stop us from being able to tell our true stories and connect to one another, it only, like you said, puts us in a personal hell and doesn't allow us to really be all that we're meant to be, because we're too busy trying to fit into somebody else's idea.
Listen, what I always say is don't worry about being in somebody's box, because when you die, they're going to put you in one. So you may as well just live your life outside of a box.
Ooh. I love that you never.
All right, so y'all just heard what why you looking like that, Necey?
He big man. Ooh.
He was
Said they're gonna put you in a box.
upset. He was upset. I feel like I don't know, maybe he did get a lot of people pushing back, talking about we don't want to see these type of stories or whatever, but I felt like I saw more people talking about the writing and how the story needed to be more developed versus the story not being told. So I feel like he may have like missed the mark just a bit. And I think he needs to get more people, in the writing room with him. He did say though that he does have more writers. Actually, I want y'all to hear what he said about that. He said he do got writers in the room. So let us get
Kiki
to that
wig was
real quick.
laid.
It was.
Laid like hell. Shit.
You
Oh
don't even
my
have
God.
a writing room when you're juggling all these different hats. I mean, what time do you feel when to push back and to let someone else come in and help you and assist?
Over the last 2 years now, I brought in writers' rooms, and we've had them on the sitcoms, but now I brought them in on other shows. I've trained enough young directors to be able to understand how to edit and shoot, so they're able to do a huge page count like I can. I trained them how to watch for waste and time, but it's very important to know when to let go. Like for me, I realized at this age is that if I keep holding on to the little things, then it's missing the huge opportunities that I should be focusing on. So you've got to find the right people to take up the banner and run with those areas.
All right. So y'all just heard what he said. He has
Yeah.
people that are helping out with the shows, not necessarily with
The movies.
Mhm.
Also, I feel like you can
Shit.
tell by watching Sisters, the dialogue and the way the
Same.
story is moving along. Definitely, you could tell he's added other writers
You need
because
to add some more.
he do.
It's still not good.
It's still not good, but it's better than it was. There used to be a very repetitive conversation. He would literally say the same thing over and over and over
Long
again.
stairs.
Like, yes, it finally changed. So that's one thing. But outside of that, when he said that he brings people in that he can teach to do it how he does it, that's not the same thing as bringing in people with an equal amount of expertise to help you elevate what you're doing. That's you bringing in people who you don't have to pay as much money so that you can train them up to do shit how you want them to do it, so that you don't have to really give up the reins because you're implementing your own shit into the people you're teaching, versus bringing people in who have expertise, who have done this on other shows, have made other shows successful. Why wouldn't you bring on writers who have been working on successful shows to help you with your own? Instead, you want to keep bringing in people you don't have to really pay for.
Mm.
I like to overwork the interns.
Huh.
And I'm here if they get paid, right? But I still feel like the storytelling isn't all the way there. So are they gaining? I feel like they're gaining credentials, but I don't know if it's really helping. Because I mean, even though he got them helping with Sisters, to me, I feel like Sisters still not that great.
I think that the people who Tyler Perry is speaking to is phasing out. He mentioned mothers and grandmothers, and a lot of time he does tell the story of struggle that people's grannies and great grannies went through when they didn't have opportunity. They had to be tied down to some man. So I think it is fair for people to say they don't want to hear those same stories. But I don't understand why he's so mad. I think two things can be true. There is a market for people who like the battered black woman story. And then there's also a market for people that's like, fuck that. That's not me. Stop creating the same story 50,000 times. So for him to be upset about that is interesting. I thought it was a good movie, but it definitely was giving battered black woman, as always.
I agree. I think that the audience is getting a bit younger, and I think you said something right. Like it's changing at this point. So once that changes, you got to change with it. In my opinion, it was something else. Oh, when I listened to the interview, he did say that what kind of sparked it was him having a conversation with a friend. He said he heard the character speaking to him, but it really stemmed from him having a conversation with a friend that was talking about divorcing her husband and stuff, but also feeling bad because she really loved him and stuff. That's how he ended up.
And low
writing the
key, I
story.
think people like A Family That Prays so much just because it's not a battered black woman story. She the one who
Possibly
like
that was a good one.
that was the only one where he gave the woman the power, but then gave her the power to kind of, be the evil person.
He
Mhm.
also gave most of the power to the black and the older women. That's another thing, not young women. He gives the power to older women because you've lived long enough and now you're a matriarch and you deserve your respect. You know, but the
Mhm.
younger women, I feel like there's no self-respect in it. Like for instance, in Megan's character in this movie, Divorced in the Black, why did she have to get saved by another man? That's another thing. Like he cannot seem to escape the fact that a woman's happy ending is not always finding a new man to tie herself to. The old nigga who she should have said yes to back in the day when he was just a geek before he had all his muscles, and now he has his muscles and now you want to be with him. Like he's forever in the constant, back then they didn't want me, now I'm hot, they all on me. Like he's
Yeah.
constantly in that same
Even with temptation, you do the good man wrong, you
you
end
end
up
up
with
with
AIDS.
AIDS.
Mhm.
That's what he said.
Yo, that's terrible. Not the Black Man campaign. Whoa. Well, that's
I don't,
interesting.
and you know why I don't like that? Because I feel like on some level it makes it seem as if we don't have a choice in who we should be attracted to. Like we have to
Mm.
be attracted to a certain man in order to be respected. And a lot of times those nice guy niggas are not cool either, i.e., your Haydens of the world. You know what I'm saying? The hating on sisters,
Hate
like
it,
that's the nice
yeah.
guy. That's the nigga that pretends to be nice, and then you find out that he really ain't shit.
Hayden so trash.
Oh God, I hate him.
Oh, that is terrible. Girl, I think Hayden worse than damn Gary. I was like, ooh, I can't. Okay. So I have another. I feel like this is really controversial. It makes me think about the teacher with the hair, but we're gonna get into it. So let us switch over. This story here is about Miss Jada Cheeves. So she has this swimwear or like a clothing brand or whatnot, and it's time for it to come back out. And she decided she was going to release a commercial for it of her, walking along the beach in her cute little bikini, giving nice body. She lays down flat, takes off her bra or the top of the bikini, and her son and another playmate run. They grab it and throw it into the water. She gets up looking around for it. People have had a lot to say about it. Okay. So somebody says not butt naked with the kids. She says that's they mama. She says that's their mama fault. Laughed my ass off. I was minding my business. Then they came to bother me, is what she said. This is a snippet. If y'all can kind of see her laying out. One of those kids is her son. Okay. They grab it and they throw it into the ocean. There we go. They're having a good old time at the beach, just
How is
playing
this an
around.
ad? How is this an ad for the bathing suit?
Yikey dikey. I listen. That's what America would like to know.
Girl, not with the
And it
Jesus
looks
piece.
scripted. She said they came to bother her, but the reaction was real fake.
Oh no, it's
Yeah,
scripted. All of it's scripted. That's her response, like as if the commercial is real.
sarcastic. Yeah.
But yeah,
Oh,
no.
duh. I didn't get it. Sorry. I was like, what? Why is she saying that?
She said she's the brand, and she said the kids were nowhere around after their portion of the scene was filmed. They went ahead and they left. Okay. She says, why use somebody else's kid when none of this is literal and my son lives to be in front of the camera? It was only right to incorporate him. For me, I just kind of feel like there's a different way you could have went about doing that. To me, I feel like you could have been having a great talk with your son before you head out to go on the beach with your girls, possibly. That did look a little off. I know some people were coming out and they were kind of like defending Black mothers walking around naked in front of their kids, and they felt like this isn't that big of a deal. I feel like that's probably a lot of what was done like back in the day. And even with that, it was done in the privacy of their own homes. This hit a little different when you're walking on the beach looking as sexy as you want to look, because she walked in prancing, looking as good as she wants to look, then lay down and take your bra off, and then you got your kids. Like, I just don't think it's a good look. I think there was other ways that she could have went about putting her son in this and promoting her swimwear line. I think it was a fail, but it worked in the sense because she got people to talk about it.
She did.
Yes, that's
I still
exactly what I
didn't
was.
see the bathing suit though.
Mm, Thank you. That's what I'm about to say. We
The
couldn't
truth.
see the bathing suit at all. I- It kind of ends right here. So it's like the marketing worked where people are talking about it, but I'm not provoked enough to go to
Look
your
it up.
website. Yeah.
Mhm.
I don't want to defend her, and I'm not going to, but I do want to say I don't like the fact that people put certain narratives on things when that's obviously really not the case. Like a kid has seen titties before. I'm sure. I'm sure kids have seen titties before. I'm sure in this scene, the kid didn't even really see any titties in this scene. Okay. I'm sure the kids have seen women half naked before. They're look at them. They're of age to have seen the mama or somebody on the internet. It's 2024. Either way, it just kind of feels to me like people are trying to make it seem mm, like assault or not assault, but y'all know what I mean. Like
There,
inappropriate in a way like you're,
Mhm.
you know, doing something incestuous with your kid or something like that. I didn't like that.
mm,
And I
yeah,
saw a lot of that in the comments. It doesn't make any sense. You know what I'm saying? Like not really. We get to see the thong piece now, but even having your kids in it, it was stupid. It didn't make any real sense to why. Like, why is this what y'all decided to do with this ad? There could have been so many other ways to,
Right.
you know, without bringing your kid into it. Like, there could have been a set that did feature your kids, and then there was one that was more sexy. Like, she could have done
yeah,
more than one ad in order to make this work. So I do understand where everybody is coming from, but I also feel like there's no need to act like she's being inappropriate with her kids or her kid. You know what I
yeah.
Yeah.
mean?
Cute.
You can
Yeah.
tell she was trying to give sexy though. Like you said,
Yes.
it was room for two different
Yes.
ads if she wanted to. I
Right.
feel like the issue wasn't that she was in a bathing suit or covering her titties with the kids. It was that you were trying to give sexy. So, and
Mhm.
to me, I feel like that's what you don't want the young children to have an impression on. Like, why should your child know what's sexy, like at that age? So, not necessarily her being nude, but just the sexiness, the flaunting of it, the throwing this away, all that is what I think should be the real question mark.
Because if you are being sexy, why, you know what I mean? Like, why would you be doing all of that in front of your kid? Nobody's doing
Mm,
that in front of their kid. They're going to the beach with their kid. They got their throw over on. They
Right.
got their fucking hat on. They got a bag. Hey, nigga, stay out this water until I can put my eyes on you.
Yeah.
The situation is different. So I do feel like it just didn't make sense. And I want to know if it was her idea or somebody else's idea, because it seemed like two different things that could have been happening here to make this ad make sense in a way that did not offend so many people.
Right.
But also again, like y'all ain't gotta act like the lady fucking on her kids or some shit like that, like just because this is the visual. And a lot of them was
Right.
in the comments doing that. Like, chill out. That's too much
Now
for me.
she did do some other videos, but that one was the one that went viral.
Of
Uh,
course.
let me see. I want to believe she did. Well, I don't know. Let me see. Let me show y'all this.
Where the
This
swimsuits at?
looks more so like a vlog here. So I don't think this is necessarily like a commercial, but she's showing the behind the scenes of other photos that she got. So I guess that is the commercial. This one here is just her doing her thing. Let me see. Does she have any photos? Okay.
That BBL is BBLing. Okay.
Okay.
Listen, she looks great. Those are
This
nice.
is nice. This is really nice.
Honestly, it probably was something that was done on us. Like, that's not what they was there for. But I brought my kid out here so he could be on the beach while we shooting this shit. And somebody was like, you know what? It might be cute if your son kind of takes the top and runs into the water with it and plays with it. Like, he has no idea it's a piece of clothing covering your boobs. Like, what? I don't know.
Yeah.
Oh, I see somebody say something in the comments and I want to say something.
Oh, what's wrong with this?
It's like women wearing thong bathing suits to the kids' water park. I want to tell y'all this. Fuck y'all kids. And the reason why I say that is because sometimes the girls' bathing suits don't even end up, they wasn't supposed to be a thong, and that's how it ended up. and it's not her fault. And I don't know what y'all want her to do about it. But the bathing suit wants to go in her ass, and she's still at the water park, girl. Are the kids gonna be okay if they see ass cheeks? I think so.
Well, I think they saying like a kids water park though, like for
That's what I
kids,
was
not
saying.
like a Six Flags or White Water where you're gonna see everything, but just like
What's a
specifically
kids
for
water park
kids.
that's not for everybody else?
Well, like Hurricane Harbor, Hawaiian Falls,
Okay,
like
y'all
the
know we ain't
Six
got none of
Flags.
that. I'm sorry, y'all know we ain't got none of that. All we have is like
Oh,
all I know about is shit that everybody can go to. I
All I
don't
know
know.
about is the White
well,
Water for
no,
now.
everybody can go to them, but I feel like the main guest of a water park is usually kids and families. And so I get it. Sometimes your swimsuit just end up like that because
Yeah,
that'd be me sometimes,
I'm
how the
just
and it is what
body
it
saying, like
is.
is.
it's
That's what it
happened,
is
and that's why I
sometimes.
feel like
I'm talking about the thong, like the intentional thong. Like I saved that for when I was in Miami. But I understand the ass eating up the bottom sometimes. And in that case, it is what it is. Because if Susan with the flat ass got on the same bottoms and mine is just eating them up, then sure. But if I'm like, let me put on this sexy ass thong so my ass could clap a little bit, I wouldn't wear it to the kids' water park. I did it in
understand,
Miami.
understand.
I got y'all. All right, y'all. So that wraps up the Miss Jada. Now let's talk about something that's I feel way, way, way more serious. Okay. And that is this presidential election we have coming up with Kamala Harris and this man, Mr. Trump. Okay. It appears that Joe Biden decided to step away from this reelection. He decided to put his endorsement fully behind Kamala Harris. And I just want to get you guys' thoughts on how you're feeling about it. Do you think he made the right decision to step down? And do you think that, he did the right thing by endorsing Kamala Harris? What are your thoughts about that?
At first, I thought that it wasn't a good idea because I felt like, what was the other option? Because I really didn't see them putting a lot of effort behind Kamala. But once he stepped down and endorsed her, and people actually felt energized about her, it was just like, oh, okay, well, fuck. If y'all gonna fuck with it, then yeah, this is way better.
Mm-hmm,
Like,
mm-hmm.
yeah, obviously, a motherfucker that's gonna be awake at the podium is way better. Absolutely. But it for us, it felt like y'all would rather a white dead man than a live biracial woman, is what it felt like.
Yes, I agree 100%. That's how I felt too, because people were saying that Biden was before he dropped out. They were saying he was gonna drop out,
Mm-hmm.
and I was like, Lord, like if he drop out, that's it, because ain't nobody gonna want to vote for Kamala because they ain't vote for Hillary. Da, 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 da. But this is actually good. I think I'm hearing more positive chatter than bad because I think people are starting to realize like yes, the case still stands where it's the lesser of two evils, like every
Mm-hmm.
single political race, always the lesser of two evils. But it seemed to me like people were willing to pick the charismatic awake evil Trump
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
over sleepy evil.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm.
now that we have two very awake people, one qualified, the other not so much, I think that this is a good thing.
Yeah,
This is a
me
good
too.
thing as long as people show up.
I
Yes.
agree. I agree. I have more to say, but before we do that, that comment reminded me, and I had to check the likes. We got over 700 people here, but only 300. Let's go ahead and get that up. All right. Okay. So hopefully the people got the likes up. Yeah, for me, I think it was definitely the right decision. I hope that it brings more conversation around putting age limits on different roles within politics and stuff within government. I feel like if you're 65 and over, really is giving 60, then just go ahead and enjoy retirement or whatnot. Maybe you can assist in a different way, but to hold like an actual leadership position, I hate to say that. Um, maybe that's not the best thing for you. I don't know if they need to run some type of test or physicals to see if a person may be experiencing like early symptoms of maybe dementia or whatever they may have going on. I don't know if that would be the better thing. But yeah, I think he did the right thing. And then to turn around and endorse Kamala, I feel like if he wouldn't have did it, everybody would have been looking at him like, okay, well, what the hell going on? Because that's the most qualified person that you do got. So why are you not putting her in? So I loved it. It was what I really liked was to see the shift, as Bondy mentioned, of how people started off, what is that? And then all of this energy, this excitement, like the people on top of Kamala really, really got Trump and them scared as hell. Like, did y'all hear? Let me see if I can pull that up. Did y'all hear about how he was afraid, or he's afraid to actually debate her? Yeah.
That was one of the first things I thought about that
that
made me feel like this was gonna be good. I was like, well, at least I remember getting online saying, well, at least we'll be able to see a debate between the two of them, and she gonna eat that ass up. And that was like the first thing I said that made me feel like it was positive. So the fact that he's scared, girl, that's hilarious.
Let me see if they still, okay, we do got it. Okay, here it is. Let me pause. I want to share this just for the people to see real quick. Okay, so this is what Kamala says.
They agreed upon September 10th debate. He agreed to that previously. Now it appears he's backpedaling, but I'm ready. And I think the voters deserve to see the screen that exists in this race on a debate stage. And so I'm ready. Let's go. Will you do it?
Baby, it was the I'm ready, let's go, and the walk off for me. Okay. Now, I first heard that he was going to be, not trying to debate her. Like, that's not something I want to do. Right. So then what ended up happening was I went and found an article where he said, no, I don't mind debating her, and I'll debate her a few more times. The thing is, I don't want it to be hosted by MSNBC. I want it to be hosted by Fox. And I'm like, but why? So now Fox then proposed something because they want to be the ones that's in charge of the debate when it happens. And then now I'm seeing this again where he's afraid to do it. Girl, when I tell you she got them shooketh,
because he thought that was gonna scare her, and she like, no, the rules are still gonna be the rules no matter who's hosting it, right?
Anywhere.
Exactly. So I think once he realized, well, I mean, we still gonna have a debate. Like, so if you think the commentators are gonna be able to jump in and save you, that's not how this is gonna go.
Okay.
I saw somebody say, y'all know all the political memes coming out. Somebody was like, he gonna call her a slur before October. Low key, I think that's what he afraid of. He gonna say something
call her a
stupid
nigga
as
bitch or some
fuck.
shit.
He is. I have a lot to say about this. Have you guys seen that the Netflix, I believe the CEO put up a $7 million, but it wasn't from Netflix. I believe it came from him personally, but now people are trying to say cancel Netflix because they're upset.
Girl,
Apple TV, Prime, Hulu been hitting harder.
Okay, that's fine. That is fine. What else did I want to say? I have 2 videos that I really want us to get into because there's been a lot of like misinformation going around. And for these 2 individuals, I definitely trust their work because they've been talking about stuff even before this election, or shall I say this whole presidential situation. Now this one guy, let me go and put him up on the screen because we definitely got to let the people get into what he's saying. Mr. Kenneth, because he's been debunking stuff for, I feel like, since she got in office. He's been on people's heads. So it's not something that just started. He's been calling things out and correcting people on stories when it comes to Kamala. So let us go ahead and check this out.
Kimberlyn Foster, I'm going to grant you grace today, and I'm going to ask you and allow you to retract your video and your statements on Vice President Kamala Harris, because respectfully, you do not know what the hell you're talking about.
Problem with Kamala Harris is that she was trying to, in 2020, run so far away from being the top cop, being the prosecutor, that she was trying to fit herself into a mold that she just doesn't fit into. She's hardline, she's hardcore, she's tough on crime.
No disrespect, sis, but what the hell are you talking about? Kamala Harris was one of the most progressive prosecutors of her time. She created the first of the nation reentry program called Back on Track, which worked with low-level offenders to get them out of prison, give them an education, give them job wellness classes, credit building classes, gave them education rather than incarceration, and expunged their records after the fact so it wouldn't be a barrier for them to get a job. Like, this is the stuff that's confusing the hell out of me. And while everybody's sitting here talking about she was tough on crime, they said that she was soft on crime. She called it being smart on crime, because a lot of people were upset with the fact that she was building a re-entry program to get offenders out of prison, calling her a social worker rather than a prosecutor. Here's the clip.
That as of January, we will have back on track in California's penal code as a model of what we should be doing to be smart on crime.
And yet you can't run away from the charges of those who do not agree with you. They call it soft on crime, that you can't be a social worker as a prosecutor.
And then you're going to say you're trying to shy away from her being a prosecutor. Have you never heard of justice on the ballot?
I believe that in 2020, justice is on the ballot. When in America, there is a father who is holding down 2 jobs and paying more taxes than the richest 400 families in America, economic justice is on the ballot. When in America, there is a mother who is in a parking lot of a hospital, afraid to walk through the sliding glass doors to get into the emergency room with her child, because she knows if she walks through those sliding glass doors, she'll be out of pocket a $4,000 deductible. Healthcare justice is on the ballot.
And since we're talking about justice on the ballot, a lot of these issues and initiatives have actually been addressed by the Biden-Harris administration. When it comes to economic justice, we got student loan debt forgiveness. We got the child tax credit. And then when we're talking about healthcare justice, let's not forget the fact that now, thanks to the Biden-Harris administration, they cannot report to the credit bureau your medical debt. Then you said that she was over here trying to appeal to the people during the George Floyd riots. However, she helped co-author and co-sponsor the George Floyd Justice and Policing Act in June, before she was even on the damn ticket with Joe. But I got to add more to this, because there's more to Kamala Harris than just re-entry and low-level offenders. We have to talk about the fact that Kamala Harris tackled sex trafficking, particularly when it comes to young Black women and young trans women. Y'all do not understand that Kamala Harris created one of the first in the nation child protective bureaus that focused on protecting the children and not charging them for child prostitution. When they were being sex trafficked, they were victims. She gave them access to safe houses. And if you don't believe me, ask Black activist Latifah Simon, who was there.
Because really our call was to not decriminalize quote unquote prostitution, but stop the district attorney's office for charging children who are being bought and sold on the streets for prostitution. They're children and they're being bought and sold. And when she told me that that was her goal too, I was like, oh, well, we can rock. And then I met her and I was like, okay, all right, sister. We come to this meeting, and this woman that I was working with, who had to be 15, 16 at the time, who had just literally days earlier been savagely raped, gang raped. And I needed her to be in this space, this first task force meeting. Kamala met us, and for somehow I guess because she had been working with young women who had been victims for so long, she, without knowing the sister's story, and the sister had deep chocolate brown skin, and she had cut off her hair after her rape, so she had this very short, beautiful afro. She looked at Helen, cupped her face, and said, "Baby, I'm glad that you're here." And something about that moment, I was like, oh, we gonna rock together. You know what? Because I ain't never seen nobody like you do this work here.
Sis, what are you talking about? Kamala Harris went from pillar to post as AG, standing up even against when people voted for Proposition 8. She stood up for marriage equality, even to where it equates to what she's doing right now with codifying marriage equality with the Respect for Marriage Act. And since we're on LGBT issues, did you know that Kamala Harris worked to end the gay and trans panic defense? And for those who don't know what the fuck that is, this was done by defense attorneys that basically said that it gave their client the right to harm somebody or take the life of somebody who was either gay or trans because they were in sticker shock that they found that this person was trans or this person was gay. That gave them the authority to take away somebody's life. Kamala ended that shit. And since we're at it, let's just go ahead and debunk all the shit. There was some lie that said Kamala Harris locked up 1,500 people, knowing damn well that most of marijuana charges are handled by lower level attorneys. But even with that being so, if you look at the data and the trajectory, marijuana emissions decreased under Kamala Harris's tenure. Then there was another damn lie that Kamala Harris kept over 20,000 prisoners in jail past their sentences for slave labor when that didn't damn happen. That notion was filed by Patrick McKinney, which was denied, meaning it didn't fucking happen. And Kamala Harris knew nothing about this because she had over 20,000 cases that she's working with. She's not intimately involved in every case that hits the damn desk. And this case didn't even require the authorization from Attorney General. You could have got that from a level 3 deputy attorney. Then there was another lie that Kamala Harris stole Nina Simone's estate when that it wasn't even the damn case. What had happened was Nina Simone's daughter stole and embezzled money that was supposed to be used for a music school to build her businesses. So Kamala Harris had to intervene to fulfill Nina's wishes that was in her will. Then there was another lie that Kamala Harris blocked evidence that would have exonerated a black man, when that is not so. The black man's name was Kevin Cooper. He was arrested and sentenced in 1985 when Kamala Harris was still in college, you guys. And what happened was he was given several DNA tests that never exonerated him. It went all the way up to the courts of appeals and was struck down. Meaning he was all out of appeals, meaning he needed clemency for the governor, which was Arnold Schwarzenegger at the time, which was denied. Now, they went to the attorney general asking for another one, but she had no authority to do that. So, thank God, because y'all don't do follow-ups. Gavin Newsom gave Kevin Cooper another DNA test, and it turns out it still didn't exonerate him. His ass is motherfucking guilty. Y'all need to do follow-ups and stop running your fucking mouth without knowing what you're talking about. And let me just say this in closing, sis. Everything that you said in your video was drenched in internalized misogyny. I don't know what childhood trauma you got, but don't project that shit on Kamala. And it could be easy for me to beat you down, but instead I'm going to lift you up and tell you that you're enough. You're not going to sit here and talk about Kamala Harris as an airhead or she's coming off of inauthentic. This is something that black women have to hear on a daily, and I'm sure you've heard it yourself. But you have to stop projecting all your no's and every person who stood in the way or questioned your ability to lead, your ability to do the job, question your credentials. You need to stop doing that shit to Kamala, because it's all internalized anti-blackness and misogyny. Sis, look within. You're enough. You're enough. And nobody told you today. I'm going to tell you, you're enough. But don't project that shit on Kamala. You have a nice day, ma'am.
Oh, wow. That was a read.
He read her down like Tyra Banks.
Didn't he though?
Okay.
I'm surprised
And,
at her, at Kimberly, because I watch her content from Just Harriet and for Harriet. I watch her content and I really like her. I didn't listen to her video, but I can pretty much, I'm just gonna assume, and you can make an ass out of me. But I think that whenever women are biracial or light complected or come off as what may be conventionally attractive for white people, you assume that they got to where they are because of that fact, instead of the fact that they actually work to get to that spot. Because I've said this and I'm going to say it again. Nobody is getting to vice presidency using their coochie. It's just not plausible.
That's crazy as hell.
If that, do you know what the girls would have done if all it took was some coochie to get the vice presidency? And then I keep having to remind people, this is somebody that was a district attorney. This is somebody that was a senator. Like, you had to go to work. There's nobody that you could fuck that you could get that job if you weren't also doing the work.
We would have been had a female president if that was the case.
Hello.
I'm so glad you said this, Bondy, because I have to bounce back real quick, because this is where some of it came from. It came from a Laura Loomer woman that was putting out the narrative that Kamala smashed her way to the top and alleging that she was messing with a man that was married, and then tried to tie her to Montel Jordan and Williams. Yeah, Montel Williams and his daughter, who she didn't know was his daughter, tried to make it seem like the daughter was just another woman he was messing with, but then came back after he debunked her claims. She says, you guys may not like what I said about Kamala, but it's true. And I'm like, why should we believe you on that when you tried to make it seem like that man's daughter was another girl?
Yeah, like that single red carpet. That red carpet.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Come on.
Yeah. So now Candace hops on board and she says the same. What you say, Necey?
I said that's the most scandalous thing we're gonna discuss is Montel Williams. His whole ass felons and people with
assault allegations, our cases and everything else.
1000%.
And we weren't about consensual sex. We weren't about consensual sex. Oh, okay.
Right.
So they understand that it will look really bad if they do not lean in to saying that they really do want Kamala. But even that feels a bit performative to me. And I'll tell you why. Because I'm starting to see articles creep out and they seem like attacks on Kamala. Again, if we can go into our time machine and go back to 2020, well, every time that someone tried to interject the truth about Kamala, which is that she slept her way to the top, it's a fact. She was with some 6-year-old man, got her start in the political career. And they would go, oh my gosh, how dare you say this? That's so sexist. Well, then suddenly on July 6th, the Daily Mail actually published a headline about the fact that Kamala Harris was, thoughting through life. And they basically said she got her political start, her political upstart, because she was dating this guy, Willie, can't think of his last name right now. And he was married and he was in his 60s, and Kamala Harris was just a spring chicken. And that is how she entered the political scene. So she was not somebody who was a part of their ecosystem, but they tapped her in 2020 because they were like, oh, like the thing that we always say is that look at the Republican Party, it's so white and there's no diversity. And how are we going to be able to say that if we're running Joe Biden, who has been extraordinarily wealthy his entire life and whose son is becoming extraordinarily wealthy while smoking crack simply because he's doing dirty deals in Ukraine? So what are we going to do? We're gonna hire Kamala Harris. We're gonna select Kamala Harris to be the vice president. And he's the only person I can think of. And then we can sell. I know that when she was sworn into Congress, she was talking about how she's an Indian, but we'll just sell the people, like, forget the Indian side. Like, now she's back to black. And the streets are talking, ha, 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 ha. And that's what they did. So that is the only reason that Kamala Harris, they literally did not have another person that they felt could be the vice president and allow them to use the isms. You don't like her, you're a sexist. You don't think that she's amazing, you're a misogynist, deep-seated misogyny. You don't want this ticket to win. Is it because Kamala Harris is black? Kinda. I feel like it is. It's because you're a racist. So they just needed her to do the thing.
So y'all just heard some of what Miss Candace had to say, that a lot of us are definitely not in agreement with. I think that a lot of what she said was very ignorant, and I don't know why a lot of people just believe her. Now, I don't think she'd be wrong on a lot of stuff that she says. Well, I ain't gonna say a lot, but a few things that she said, but not about Kamala, but just like in general. But this right here, girl, I feel like you was like way out of line, especially when you just been out of line for a minute this week. I don't know what the hell you got going on, even with how you tried to switch up that Sonya Massey situation.
Oh no,
but we're not gonna tap into that at this time. Oh yes.
Oh my God.
Yes, girl.
Oh my gosh,
yes.
it'll run
And
me hot.
I don't know if the proper voice is having y'all in a chokehold or what the fuck, but people are just over here eating it up, and
It's
then
her
they
hard
rock
R's.
with it. Yes, they rock with it because she's black too. Because it's like, oh well, she said it, so it must be true. She's black, and I'm like, that sound like people that folks call racist, and you be like, well, I'm not racist because I have at least 2 friends that are black. Like, it still don't work, baby. It still don't work.
Candace ain't nothing but a dry coochie version of Amber Rose, as far as I'm concerned. You are being bought and paid at the highest bidder at the end of the day. Like, the rhetoric that she spews is total bullshit. You being black does not mean what you're saying is true. I think it is annoying as fuck that there are so many black Republicans that think that black people that are Democrats are the ones being scammed and we're just all loyal. No, stupid. We're paying attention to what the Republicans are putting into law. We are paying attention to the civil, all our civil liberties that are being taken away from us under Trump, MAGA Republicans, and what's happened with the Supreme Court. Our rights are being taken away. I'm so sorry that I feel like that's a fucking problem, and I would much rather vote for the people that will put my rights back into place and not put women in jail for having miscarriages. I'm so sorry that I would much rather people can continue to have to and be incentivized to hire and promote people that are not just white, because I know if y'all are not incentivized or forced to do the shit, you won't do it. So I'm all about the DEI hire, even if it is Candace, because Candace, you're a DEI hire, honey, and it doesn't mean that you're not qualified. It simply means they're qualifying you to fill a quota because they have to fill one, because otherwise they would not. They would only hire white people.
Yeah, what happened to that one girl? You remember the white girl? Everybody loved posting her last election.
Tory Lauren, Tommy Lauren.
Oh, that's Tommy Lauren.
Yep.
Where she at? What happened?
Have not seen her.
I have no idea. Candace Owen, I guess her black factor, I'm gonna do this like she did. I guess she overtook her. But I honestly couldn't focus on anything Candace was saying because I was just looking at how struggle her face was. But I felt bad because I was like, wow, what happened to you? Who hurt you?
All of the black people growing up that made fun of her because her edges and the tips of her hair didn't match.
So they saying Trump done withdrew from the race. I mean, not the race. I'm sorry. Not the race, from the debate. Trump withdrew from the debate. So it looks like he's not scheduling any debates with her. So
no debate September. Oh my gosh.
What up?
yeah. But we're gonna get into one last video and then we're gonna move on to something else. But I definitely wanted to make sure I share this one as well when it comes to like, the misinformation, because Miss Amanda Seals also got on her platform and said, or at least someone else's platform, and gave her thoughts about Kamala, and someone else, Miss Reese Colbert, decided to come out and she wanted to clear up some things when it comes to that.
So I see a clip is going viral where Amanda Seals is talking about her lack of support for Vice President Kamala Harris. And be clear, I don't care if she supports her or not. She's entitled to do that. She's entitled to her opinion. However, I have to push back on any notion that Vice President Kamala Harris erases or marginalizes systemic racism, especially as vice president, when there is ample evidence to the contrary. So I'm just going to lay out where Amanda makes points about things that need to be addressed and where Vice President Kamala Harris stands on that.
We have shooters that are going into places and killing people because of their race. And then we're not calling it domestic terrorism.
What we know from the intelligence community, one of the greatest threats to our national security is domestic terrorism manifested by white supremacists.
We have an entire culture of police that are killing Black people and getting away with it because the law says they can.
I was, as a senator, as a United States Senator, a co-author of the original George Floyd Justice and Policing Act. And as Vice President of the United States, we demand that Congress pass the George Floyd Justice and Policing Act. Joe Biden will sign it. And we should not delay, and we will not be denied. It is non-negotiable.
We have a country that was 1000% built on the foundation of racism that now legislators are trying to pretend didn't happen and are getting that through and doing it on an education level.
Black history is American history. Living history, breathing history, history that we create every day, and history that we then must teach and celebrate. A history that helps us to understand how the past has influenced the present and potentially our future. And let us all be clear, we will not as a nation build a better future for America by trying to erase America's past.
And on a DEI level, you cannot, as the second in line to the highest form of office in this country, make a message on hope.
And so these are issues that we must confront. And it does not help to heal our country, to unify us as a people, to ignore the realities of that.
So what have we learned? If you care about what the vice president has to say about certain issues, maybe you should start paying attention to her when she speaks instead of taking a headline and running with it. But more on this Saturday.
All right. So you guys just heard her. Okay.
It wasn't just a headline, though. That was I appreciate the breakdown, but that wasn't just a headline. Kamala actually got up there and said that this country was not built on racism. She literally said that during some type of, it wasn't a press conference. It was, an address. But in that address, that is what she said. Because I'll never forget it. Because I remember thinking to myself, girl, have you lost your fucking mind? Like, I remember thinking to myself, have you lost your mind when she got up there and said that? But what were we talking about? You got to play the game. I think in order to make white people feel comfortable, and because that's the thing, like,
I think that was a good game right there.
It wasn't. But I do feel like sometimes you lie so that you can make white people feel like you're not pro-Black. Because if you're pro-Black, then they're going to get scared and not vote for you.
I'm trying to figure out which America she talking about. You talking about before Christopher came over here? Who y'all say allegedly came over? What? You saw that part wasn't built on that?
Girl. And it wasn't even just Black people racism, girl. It was Native people racism. They kill everybody. Okay, they kill
Come on.
everybody. So
I
yeah, girl, I don't agree with Kamala on that, but I also feel like that's a part of playing the game. But it gaslights us when you get up there in front of us and tell us that something is not happening when we know it is happening. So when she later gets up there and says, it doesn't do us any favors to act like it's not happening. Well, we're glad you know that now. But when you got up there before and said that shit, and I'm sure when she originally said that shit, that was before, and after the fact, you come in and, you correct what you said. But yeah, she still said it.
Right. And then in addition to that, I'm glad that you mentioned that you did what you did not like, right? Because I feel like when presidents or candidates go up, I don't feel like there's going to be something 100% that we're always going to agree on, but people have to do their proper work to find out what majority within their policy and within their rhetoric and what about them that you agree with, that you lean more towards to decide on who you're going to vote for, whether, regardless. So great points, because everybody, there may be quite a few people that may feel exactly how you feel, but then still feel like she's the better candidate because of X, Y, and Z
She
for
is.
them.
She is a better candidate. Like it's on guard to me. But yeah, now we still gonna have these issues. We always gonna have these issues, and that's what everybody needs to understand. No president is gonna come in and fix all of the problems. That's impossible. So get that out your fucking head.
Talk about
Also,
it. Without a working Congress, like a Congress that's more so on their side with the policies, that's really gonna be a killer.
Exactly. Hopefully we can pull it out. I feel more optimistic now than I did before. So there's that.
Yeah, did y'all see Phaedra spoke too soon?
What?
Ooh.
Y'all didn't see Phaedra spoke too
I
soon.
did
Phaedra said
see
something. She reposted something like, now that that's out the way, can I just say we're not going to win or something? I can't remember what it
I
was.
thought she
but
said something about like voting for somebody else or something, voting for something. But it wasn't it was an opposing post.
And that was like right before all the positivity came. So
yeah, I think I saw a little clip it up and I was like, but who cares? Who's asking Phaedra? Like, you need to be figuring out why you only show up for court when it's chaotic.
Saw the case.
There's
Win the
that.
case.
I saw a comment. I see a comment that says she panders a lot. That could be true. That could be true that she may pander a lot. I think when you're going up for a role or a position, I think a lot of people may pander. I'm not saying it's right or fair, but
that's politics though.
Yeah, that is politics. I mean, we literally watched Trump pander on more than one occasion. And now you got them you just had George Lane come up here talking about pandering to the Trumpettes, saying if he doesn't get in office, it needs to be a civil war. Basically in agreement with what happened on January 6th, and wouldn't mind it repeating and even spreading to be even bigger. You know what I'm saying?
Crazy.
So there's that. But yeah, so let's go ahead and move on. We wrapped our talk up on that. So let's get into a little bit of TV talk. All right. This is gonna be a bridge into a love and hip hop ATL. So Scrappy and Chaotic have been going at it, baby. Chaotic has finally come out and he's told us like what's happened between him and Scrappy. And Scrappy came out too, y'all, but he wasn't really saying a whole lot. Basically,
beat your ass.
Right. That was hilarious. Okay. Chaotic said that Scrappy ain't good with doing business. That's really what it was. He got them a deal with Now That's What's Up TV. Scrappy didn't even show up to the meeting. He tried to do the Scrappy Chaotic YouTube channel together, but Scrappy wouldn't even show up to produce the content or anything. But then as soon as Chaotic takes his name off the YouTube channel and stuff and tells him like, yo, I can't do business with you, then Scrappy decides that he wants to start going in on Chaotic. So I just want us to see a small little clip of what Scrappy got to say.
Going on with Buddy? Boy, listen, y'all gonna find out on Love and Hip Hop. You feel me? I don't even want to speak Buddy's name. Buddy ain't even Buddy. You know what I'm saying? You feel me?
You feel me?
I don't speak Buddy's name on my platform. You know what I'm saying? For real. Like I stay positive. I don't want to get into no negativity because
that nigga didn't know the word platform before Chaotic said that shit the other day.
I just be wanting to You know, nigga been in shit his whole life. Nigga just want to be cool now, and I don't be want no problem. But as soon as a motherfucker come with that bullshit, nigga, I'm gonna come with you, nigga. You ain't finna goddamn get me. You ain't finna, nigga, I'm a grown man. Ain't no man for another man, let a grown man take from him or play with his name or anything, bro. You a sucker. And I ain't finna be that. That ain't me. I ain't never been, ain't gonna be. Fuck that shit, boy.
If you wouldn't have used my whole family on the first part of Scrappy and Chaotic TV, you came to my mama's house at my daughter's birthday party where Erica and my mama, everybody that everybody liked to watch, you came over there with all your little cameras and stuff like that. And we made it, we said, this is our first episode. This for our first episode. Not only he do that, he kept everywhere I was at. He right there filming me, doing all this shit, because he had to use me to get it up there. That's why it's up there now, because I was there. I was present. Now, when it came to my kids, I can't be there for you, homie. I can't be there when you making plans because you ain't got no kids. You ain't got no kids. So you gonna goddamn go and do up, jumping, and running in the morning. You know what I'm saying? All that shit gonna be okay. I'm gonna tell the solid truth. Y'all know I don't do all this shit for no clout. Cause you see, he back on that shit every time. He trying to get them clicks. He trying to hurry up while all this shit going on. But buddy gonna get his ass beat because you stole from me. Now, if I wasn't a part of it from the beginning, cool. You got it. If I was just featured on there and I was just walking by like, oh, what's up, bud? And one promoting it, one helping, and my name wasn't on it, nigga, you can have that shit. Nigga, my homeboy told you straight up, hey, Scrap don't care nothing about no YouTube. All you got to do is throw that nigga something for his time being on that shit and his family and all that shit being on you, his daughter, use everything, that nigga. You couldn't even go to all these places. Nigga, only reason you even got some of that is because you on Love and Hip Hop, nigga. But come outside now, nigga. Come outside now, nigga. Cause the whole A at you, nigga. The whole A done call. Everybody you done called, nigga. They at you. Really? Everybody called. So be careful, nigga. Be careful, nigga. Cause me personally, I told them nigga don't even do nothing. I'm gonna beat your ass. And I ain't want to beat a nigga like that since I was in high school, nigga. I'm gonna beat you. Lot. You stole and then you trying to go lie. And you did it fast too, cause you want to let everybody know. The first one always be a lie, cause he trying to run to y'all and hurry up and tell y'all a story that ain't even real.
What's going on with Buddy? Why? Listen, y'all gonna find out on Love and Hip Hop. You feel me? I don't even want to speak Buddy name. Buddy ain't even Buddy.
Pause. He was killing me with that shit.
Buddy, y'all gonna find out on Love and Hip Hop. Why do we gotta find out on Love and Hip Hop? Why you can't call me Scrappy and talk to me if I'm your friend? Scrappy. Why do we gotta take this to Love and Hip Hop? Bro, I don't care about no Love and. So since he wanna take it to Love and Hip Hop, right? The platform that owns everything. They own the right to the content. They own you. They don't own me. They own him. He's been there for 12, 11 years. They own you. You want to go and give it to their platform. Why you don't come talk to me? Why we got to even go to platforms? I'm giving it to y'all. YouTube. This is my platform. I don't got to give it to Love and Hip Hop. I can give it to y'all right here exclusively. You understand what I'm saying? But that's why I told y'all all this is he doing this for Love and Hip Hop for storyline. Y'all can see that.
Another man let a grown man take from him or play with his name or anything, bro, you a sucker. And I ain't finna be that. That ain't me.
I ain't take nothing from Scrappy. I created this YouTube channel. I didn't take nothing from Scrappy. I ain't playing with Scrappy name. All I said was Scrappy ain't, when it come down to the business, Scrappy ain't doing the business right. Scrappy, you tried to fake attack me on set of Love and Hip Hop. And didn't call me, ain't say nothing about nothing. A video leaked in the blogs of you fake running up on me. Everybody wondering what's going on. My mama, my friends, everybody wondering what's going on. So instead of me having to keep getting on the phone every day telling a different person what's going on, I'm just gonna make a video and let everybody know what's going on. That was it. And in that video, I ain't said nothing bad about him, bro. Nothing. Anytime I ever spoke on Scrappy, I never spoke nothing bad, bro.
I
love you.
He is. Yeah.
Playing with your name or still taking from you. I ain't take nothing from you. I helped you. I supported you, bro. Just as well as you rocked with me and supported me. We helped each other. We supported each other. What do you mean?
Can't be better than the person that helped you because of dedication you when it needed the help. You feel me?
That's where we stop at. Scrappy, I didn't need no help. And I never felt like I don't feel like I'm better than nobody. Do I feel like I grind harder than people? Yes, I grind harder than a lot of people. Do I feel like I got more ambitious than people? I feel like I got more ambitious than a lot of people. Do I got more drive and charisma than people? Yes. I got a lot more drive and charisma than a lot of people. Do I got a bigger personality than people in this world? I got a way bigger personality than. Do I capitalize off of every moment more than others do? Yes, I do. But I don't think I'm better than nobody. I just feel like everything I just said, I go harder. It's one thing. Two things. The person that helped me, bro, we helped each other. We was each other homies. What did you do to help me, Scrappy, right? I helped you more than you helped me, bro. Let's be real, bro. You was going through it. You was going through a whole divorce, depressed, sad. I'm not gonna talk nothing about this man's personal business because that's not what I'm here to do. All I'm gonna say is he was depressed and sad and going through a lot. And I came in his life and gave him a new burst of energy. I came in with nothing but happiness and rebuilt him, building him, having his back. I cut off talking to Ben. Ben, I ain't talking to you no more. Got locked in with him and rode with him the whole ride. Anything he did, I supported, I cheered him on. All that stuff, when people looked at me in the blogs and think, oh, I'm just annoying and Scrappy, I'm annoying and Scrappy. I was not just annoying and Scrappy. Or I wasn't telling Scrappy business. I was saying the stuff that Scrappy wanted to say that he didn't want to say. He wanted me to say it.
I believe that.
Because he knew if he was to say it, it'd make him look weird, whatever was going on in his mind. But that, like you saying, a person can't be bigger than the person that helped them. First of all, that ain't even true.
It's not.
Even though
Kim Kardashian
you
is
making
bigger
it
than
like
Ray
you
J.
helped me and I ain't help you or I ain't do nothing for you, that's weird. But how many people you know help people up and them people shot past the people that helped them up? I know plenty of people that put people on and they bigger than the people that put them on. I know plenty of people that's way bigger than the people that put them on. But Scrappy didn't put me on. I was already on before Scrappy.
True.
Before Scrappy ever even came in the equation, I was chaotic.
You were.
First of all. Second of all, I'm the one who went and got us the show for Now That's TV. The 6-figure deal that we did with Now That's TV, I went and got us that show. I'm the one who put Scrappy. I put Scrappy on all my bookings. Every time I got booked, I called, hey, y'all know y'all can get me in Scrappy for this amount. Scrappy never put me on his bookings. Scrappy never tried to get me bookings with him. Scrappy cover all his bookings.
Scrappy didn't like you.
Anytime I had a booking, I always
Hating
added
on
Scrappy.
you, really?
I got Scrappy promo deals. Help, I brought all the money to the table, Scrappy. You never bought me $1 to the table. I swept. I put that on my mama. Listen, I put this on my mama life.
On my hood.
This on my mama life, my nephew, my niece life. Man, I can hit the ground. That man ain't bring me no money. I bought that man bag on top of bag on top of bag. So what you talking about, Scrappy? And I got my receipts. But I'm not going there.
We love that.
I'm not pulling out no receipts. But Scrappy, I went and got you countless bags.
I believe
what
every
do you mean?
word.
Like, think you bigger than I ain't never walk around here acting like I'm bigger than nobody. And then when you say talk about you in front of the girls, first of all, bro, you bought this whole YouTube channel stuff all to Love and Hip Hop. Not me. When we in scene and the girls come to me and say, Chaotic, so what's up with you and Scrappy with this YouTube channel? All I say is, man, Scrappy don't want to work in crime. I never ever said anything to defamate Scrappy's character. Never.
Come on,
I never did that to nobody. Only thing I've ever said out my mouth is Scrappy don't want to grind. Scrappy don't want to work.
And
I don't call Scrappy
baby
broke.
boy.
That's what his baby mama them do. You seen on the Shade Room, the sign, Rich
You
Baby
see on
Mama
the Shade
broke
Room?
Baby Daddy, when he was in the club with his baby mama. That's not me. I don't call you broke. I ain't calling you broke, bro. And I ain't throwing no shade on his baby mama. I ain't throwing no shade on baby. I ain't throwing no shade on that woman. I'm just saying that's somebody who have to deal with him financially, who he is under financial obligations with this person. So they can call you that. I'm not calling you that. You understand what I'm saying? I don't talk bad about you, bro. So don't do that. Don't sit here and act like I get around people and talk bad about you, because that's not what I do. That's a lie. And the truth ain't in it. You is doing some real loving hip hop. That's why I started this video. You see what it said? Everything gonna come out on loving hip hop. That's why I'm doing this video right here. Because I'm hurt, y'all. Because I really thought like, man, I thought this was my dog. I thought this was my brother.
I ain't no YouTuber. I ain't on YouTube. I get on YouTube, but I ain't on YouTube.
I was really trying to wait for him to get to that point where he talked about the 5 kids, where he just said, you got 5 kids.
It's at the end. It's at the end. You gotta keep going.
Okay.
I ain't running around in these folk face trying to promote motherfuckers to do skits with me. That ain't my get down. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, y'all heard that? I ain't no YouTuber. I ain't running around in people's face trying to get them to do skits with me. I ain't no YouTuber. So if you're not a YouTuber, you admit it. There it is again. It all adds up to what I told y'all. Scrappy said he not a YouTuber. He not running around in people's face trying to get them to do videos. So when I told y'all that the man wasn't showing up to do videos, right? He just admitted that. So if you're not a YouTuber, why are you mad at me over me taking you off the YouTube channel when you admitted that you don't go around, run around trying to do skits with people? What are you mad for? This is all the storyline. So all this time I thought I had a friend. Really, this friend was my friend up to the point where it's like, okay, last year we had the bro storyline. That was my bro. This year we don't got that kind of storyline. So now you're trying to create a storyline. He just admitted, I don't do YouTube. I ain't them people face trap. Yeah, bro. You exposing yourself. I'm just pointing it out to y'all.
Play with my name, you gonna see.
How am I playing with your name? I didn't play with your name. All I said was, I'm saying what you saying. You ain't no YouTuber. This ain't your life, and I can't do business with you. I ain't playing with your name. Go find the people. You want to know who played with his name? Go look at you loving hip hop, and they'll show you who played with his name because it sure enough ain't me.
You want the smoke? I give it to you. Anybody.
Now, when I always said I want to smoke with him, play with your name, you gonna come for me. You want this? Bro, I don't want no smoke with you. You gonna come for who? I told you, bro. I don't fear nobody in the world, but that ain't even what I'm on. You got 5 kids, and you trying to get your life right. Why do I want smoke with you? You're still my brother from another mother.
Let's count the kids.
I'm every day.
Let's count, because I thought that Bam
just had
had
to count
3, and then Erica had
E-Money.
1.
So is Diamond's baby his baby?
Is the question. Because I could have sworn she was engaged.
The boxer.
Let's see. That would be crazy.
That would be messy as fuck.
She still got the engagement stuff on her page, so maybe it's somebody else. So she has this pinned, this one here of her getting proposed to, and she got this ring on. So I would think that's his baby.
We will hope that's
the
his
boxer's baby.
Yeah, the boxer. Sorry, yeah, the boxer's baby, not Scrappy's. And Erica said she was just joking on her page, so I don't know where the 5 kids came from, but I will tell you this: I feel like Chaotic always spilling Scrappy tea, so I don't feel like he lying. I'm just trying to find out who the other person is.
It didn't even seem like he was trying to set him up. It just rolled off the tongue. You got 5 kids.
Like, nigga, I'm mad at you.
And now I know Scrappy really pissed. I know he's really, really pissed now that came out. But of course,
ask.
Right. And the diss track dropped earlier today. And it's so funny to me because we keep seeing Scrappy going live for live, video for video, but I haven't seen him go song for song. So
Maybe tomorrow. Maybe tomorrow we'll get a song.
Maybe tomorrow.
Chaotic did something I feel like I don't think Scrappy has ever really done, and that's put his emotions out onto a song and get it out instead of holding it in and talking about putting your paws on people. Like, because most of his music is put the paws on you. Fighting music.
1000%.
Get your feelings out. Talk about how you feel about your mama, how you feel about breaking up with your, with the band and shit like that. Talk about some shit that you really feeling, son, because that's what Chaotic did. Okay,
where was that at? I didn't see a skit of a fake Chaotic. When did that happen? Nah, I haven't seen that. It's interesting because you wouldn't do that with your friend, but you would do that with somebody else, though. Talking about something, you ain't no YouTube person, you ain't gonna be trying to find people to do skits with. That's crazy. But I believe everything Chaotic said, it lines up with things Erica has said about Scrappy in the past and the more recent comments that Bambi has made about Scrappy. So I believe it 1000%. I partly blame some of his mama. Okay, I feel like she allowed him to have a space of entitlement, and he rocks out with that. And I mean, just looking at Love and Hip Hop, he's been on here for how many years? At least since maybe 2015, maybe 2014. Not sure. It's coming up on 10 years if it hasn't hit already.
Yeah, he's at 11, 12. It's been a long time. It's been longer than a decade, I think.
Right. So I'm just like, well, why? Like, I would have expected him to probably branch out and do more. Now he's saying he wants to get into a restaurant, right? And now he's doing the music with
him, Erica, and Mama D gonna have a restaurant together. Word, okay.
Yeah, it's gonna be okay. Let me not speak down on what they. We'll see. We'll see.
We'll see.
He was just talking about sleeping on somebody's couch though on social media.
He was. I think Kirk Frost is coming in for the alley-oop and trying to help Scrappy because he feel bad for him. But yeah, like I think I'm over Scrappy and the War Is Me bullshit because this is the thing for Chaotic. I think it's so funny that when Bambi was talking about him not paying half the rent for their house, when Bambi was talking about how she is doing everything by herself, everybody was like, but she not innocent, and not hearing what she was saying about him. Chaotic is saying the exact same thing. He did not help. He didn't put in on this man, and he won't act like he won't act like he did, and he didn't. Like, and then he want to feel like a victim. He always make himself out to be a fucking victim. Like, you could tell somebody that's just been making it off they dick and good looks. Like, it's not cute for a man to be, you know, just out here skating on dick and good looks at like 40 something years old, especially if you don't even have a house of your own. Because I don't care what you telling me, like, oh, he got a house or he renting. Which one?
And something don't feel right to me about a very well grown ass man having to say, "I'm a grown ass man."
Yeah, I'm a
Because we
grown
know
ass
that
man.
should be obvious. You're very like that's usually what you hear somebody say when they about 19, 20. Okay, but you very grown.
It's because he's not showing the fact that he's grown in any other way. So he has to tell us. He has to remind us. Like, we know, Scrappy. We wish you would act like a grown ass man, Scrappy.
A
Sad.
mess. Let's hop over as we're speaking on Love and Hip Hop real quick. You mentioned the alley oop and you mentioned Kirk. You said that Kirk was trying to throw the alley oop or whatever over there to Scrappy to help out. And my question is he doing the same for that baby mama since he's telling everybody about defects, reaching out to him about that child? People are wondering how active and involved you are. I wanted to get y'all thoughts about that and whether or not you feel like Rashida, should step in at some point for a situation that Kirk created.
It's not even that I feel like she should step in as much as I feel like Rashida, shut the fuck up. Because you basically telling that girl that she should just be okay with the fact that your husband is a deadbeat dad to her kid because she slept with your married husband as if he did not know he was married. Her punishment is that all he has to do is send child support payments, but he doesn't have to actually help her with time like that. He doesn't have to be a part of it. She got to call him and ask him instead of him being a fucking father and being proactive in his child's life. To me, it sounds like you were so happy to forgive him, but you don't forgive the girl, so you don't want no dealings with her. But in all honesty, if you want to be like these old ladies sitting under a tree forgiving a nigga for cheating on them for the whole marriage, then bitch, you need to be there for the baby too. That I do feel that way. If you're gonna forgive him, be there for the baby. Now, if you leave the nigga, you ain't gotta have no pause. But you stayed with him, and now you sitting up there making excuses for him. The whole episode, I didn't hear Kirk say shit not one time. All I heard was Rashida making excuses for why Jasmine should be okay with just getting a check.
Yes.
Girl, go to
That's
hell.
exactly what it sounds like. I'm like, do they spend time with the baby?
No, I don't think so. I agree 100% because whenever Rashida was talking to, I think it was Yandy or somebody, she was like, I don't have no dealings. That's him. I don't have no dealings. To me, that was trifling. That's very trifling. And I agree. If you decide to stay with him, you need to accept the child as well. That's your stepchild at that point. So, is it your stepchild? Is that how that works?
I mean, technically.
Yeah, in a sense, yeah.
You outside, you
would be.
outside the family, you a stepchild,
Yeah.
goddamn it. Like,
Yeah. I'm just like, yeah, I agree with everything Bondy said when it comes to that.
Yeah, me
She can
too.
work on my nerves, y'all. She just always proved herself to never really be growing up, even though she's getting older. And I can't stand people that seem like they're maturing, but when you really test them, they show that they still like you want to be respected like Big Mama and shit, but y'all don't understand that a part of being Big Mama was knowing when to hold and when to fold and when to show up and be, you know what I mean? And I'm not y'all know I don't promote for that old school shit, but I do feel like if you're gonna stay, you're gonna play that role, then really play that role. But don't think people supposed to be giving you all of that respect as if you are showing up like that type of woman when you really not. And it just goes back to me, girl. I'm sorry, you never gonna live down telling K Michelle that shit didn't happen to her. Like,
okay.
To me, it's an extension of the way she's always willing to throw women to the wayside for some nigga. You know what I mean?
I can't wait for Jasmine to come out with the yo man still want to fuck.
Good night.
Because Rashida, even the way that Rashida is presenting herself to everybody else is kind of giving like, I'm better than her because I'm the wife. She's a peasant. And it's just like all the while you got your clown mask on, So I can't wait for Jasmine to reveal this because it feels like she's repeatedly trying to shit on this girl.
her because of Kirk. I feel like it's partly because of herself, but also he reinforces that. I think she trying to keep continuing to punish her for your husband's actions. Meanwhile, you over there in La La Land and you happy. What she said at the top of the
The
episode, talking
sex
about
was
some.
good.
Yes, yes, that's what she
Girl.
said.
Even though we don't want to hear about it.
At all. Look, what y'all thought about Miss Jessica? Because Jessica did throw shade at Kirk, but as Jessica went throughout the episode, it became more clear to me as to why she should not be on this show. She has nothing to do with hip hop. I think her and Shekinah should just pack it up together. She really annoyed me, and it was just she was giving drunken moments.
She's
Most of the
been
time
giving
she
that.
was on screen, it's like that's
Are
how
you
she
We
was
can send your
operating.
luggage. We can send your luggage. It's better for you to get your luggage.
Yeah, it's better for you to go home first, and then we can send you your luggage.
And we can send it to you. She wasn't giving anything. It was giving a lot of I don't have anything to talk
Forcing.
about. So let me just live and film to be a soundbite. Oh, I
There we
should have
go.
stayed home. Oh, the world's gonna end. We're all gonna die. Okay.
Yeah.
What about you and Nick Cannon? What about the recruitment process for you to become a baby mama? If you're gonna be on screen, what you gonna talk about? What's really tea? Because you're not talking about nothing.
At all.
I agree.
I low-key
And
like her antics sometimes just because it's like the funny moment. Like it was something that happened at the end of the scene. She was like, "Give me
she
a
wanted
fucking
wine.
drink." Yeah,
Yeah.
I just want a glass of wine. Give me a glass of wine.
I was
And
like,
I know
you
she's
need no
doing it.
more.
No, she doesn't. And I know she's doing it for the edit. You know what I'm saying? I know she's doing it for the
comic
edit.
relief.
But I also feel like y'all, I don't give a fuck because I low-key don't even care about this show no more. Like, because to me, it's like, what are we doing? So if y'all want to have her on here acting like a out of control drug addict, alcoholic bitch that's losing her shit, but also might be a little deep because sometimes she be picking up on shit faster than everybody else. Because if anything, she'll pick up on the ain't shit nigga. Like I do feel like she's the ain't shit nigga detector. Bring her around whatever new nigga you fucking with and see how she.
I wonder what her thoughts was about Bambi new
Safari.
guy.
Wasn't she the one that was talking
to Safari? She was.
She was. But
how
ever
she feel
since
about-
then, every time, like with Carly last season, every time they introduced her to a nigga, she was out there. This nigga ain't shit. What are your motives, sir? Like she was doing the most, and it was hilarious because the niggas ain't shit. So it's just like she's the crazy one that's gonna make them feel uncomfortable, and it tickles me, even though I don't feel like she really holds any real purpose besides tickling me from time to time.
Gotcha.
She could not be there though.
Anything else on Love and Hip Hop?
Oh yeah,
Aside from
okay.
Carly and her ignorance.
Okay, Carly, bitch. Carly and Amy, y'all really trying to have a
Amy.
moment with
I'm
Bambi.
tired of Amy having issues with women and a man.
Girl,
You said you
12
pressed
years
her?
ago.
Tired.
Well, tired. Okay, I was about to say.
She did that with
12?
Erica Dixon over Chaotic last season. Now here we are. You trying to beef with
Erica Banks.
Bambi? I'm sorry. Yeah,
you
Erica
don't know
Banks.
that man. 12 years ago, you don't know that man.
Right.
12
When Zell
years
said
ago,
that,
I could
Zell
walk
was like,
past
"You don't
in
even know
Walmart.
that man no more." Zell was
You don't
like,
know him.
"You don't."
You don't know him.
And she, but see, me and Bam cool like that. So Bam should have said something to me. Girl, it looked like you had to come and tell Bam that you and this nigga knew each other. But I just feel like she was trying to have a moment with her. And then when it came to Carly, I'm like, Carly, so let me get this straight. You mad because Bambi orchestrated a birthday party for you and none of your friends wanted to come. And so it was only her friends. So in order to get out your anger on feeling embarrassed, you got mad at her instead of feeling away about the fact that none of your friends showed up for you. And the reason why none of your friends show up for you is because you don't have any friends.
There's the point.
And the way you handle Bambi is the reason why you don't have any friends.
1000%. And the way she tried to blow it up to make it seem like Bambi was telling her that her daughter didn't want to come, that pissed me off. I'm like, girl, you not trying to listen at all. That's not what Bambi said. She said she reached out to your daughter to see who would be interested in coming. Your daughter said nobody. She never said your daughter did not. I had to rewind it.
Yes, because she
I'm
just
like, she didn't say that.
my daughter didn't want to come. She does.
You know what it gave? Scrappy doing some shit for Love and Hip Hop. That's why Bambi said, let's do it for TV then. You want to do it?
Yeah.
Let's do it. I said, I'm with
I start
Bambi.
knocking
Like, let's
shit
do this
over.
for TV, bitch.
Fuck it.
Because you're doing too much.
Tired
And
of
it's
this shit.
crazy because last season, wasn't you pressed over Spice treating you a certain way? And then now you come on the show trying to do this shit to Bambi.
And Bambi is the only person that's been her friend this whole time, girl. The whole time.
Yeah, when she said let's do it for TV, I couldn't help but think like, how does it feel to be enslaved to the Love and Hip Hop franchise, Carly? Because I don't know what else she gonna be doing outside of this. Like these
Now
theatrics are
what?
getting
Now that's
insane
TV.
for her
Now,
age.
now that's TV since she dang her child. I mean, that boy, whatever he is.
I
Old
could
enough
tell
to be
people
her
don't love her.
kid.
Is
I
that an
could tell
app?
it. Yes.
It's
But
like
I could tell
Zeus.
them people don't like her. Did you see that close up they gave to her ass when she walked in the scene, bitch? I could have passed out. I said,
No.
y'all wrong for that. They gave a
Mm-mm.
close up on her ass, and y'all know how it look all lumpy. So it
Mhm.
was like right in the camera. I was like, they do not like Carly anymore. Carly must have pissed production the fuck off.
She gets with a new dude every
Every
season. Like
season.
we're tired at this point.
Literally.
And we're engaged. We're living
I stopped
together.
at
We
Life
don't care.
Jennings.
It's not gonna work out. It's not gonna work out. It doesn't matter, Carly.
All right, y'all. Anything else on Love and Hip Hop?
Mm-mm.
Okay, real quick. Love and Marriage Huntsville. The episode was dead, but the trailer seemed to be giving a little bit. We can give some tidbits on how we feel about the rest of the season to come. I saw it. The trailer was very entertaining, but I did feel like the episode's gonna be lackluster because we done seen everything in the trailer anyway. So, how excited should we really be about it? Is what I was kind of thinking about that. We are going to get a little tea from Martell finally saying that him and Marcel smashed women together of some sort. But is he really going to expose more?
I don't think so. I think everything that they showed on camera is what we're gonna get.
Mhm.
And I also think that it won't be Marceau and Maurice that'll speak to try to clean shit up. It's gonna be Kimmy and Tisha. I think that Kimmy and Tisha are going to react in a way to silence Martell and dead the conversation. This is not going to be something that we're going to see any more of on TV. I think the women are going to work overtime to protect the shit that their husbands may be doing or did, according to Martell.
I could see that.
Same.
I could see that.
I personally, girl, I was tickled. I was so tickled. He was like, I never said nothing about the bitches we fucked together. I also thought he was saying something about Tisha. I might have been tripping, but I felt like he said something about Tisha messing with his homeboy. Absolutely. Yes, he said it right after that.
I kept playing that and I didn't know what he was talking about. I thought for whatever reason, I just assumed that he was talking about Marceau allegedly messing with the hairdresser. I just heard Beep used to fuck with Bleep. I was like, what?
To me, he looked like he was talking to Tisha, and it was like Tisha was fucking with my homeboy. I don't know if it's true, girl. We don't know. We don't know nothing. We gotta wait and find out. But what I will say is, I'm happy that Martell has finally let something out of the bag, because even though I don't like Martell at all, I still feel like Martell has been in the same position that Melody has been in. That's why when they would stop fighting for 5 minutes, they would be on each other's side, because in general, they were the only people on the reality show having to give their lives. They were the only ones that had to like just be honest about what was happening. Marceau has been able to basically damn near go through a divorce behind the scenes, and we just did not know about it. Maurice and Kimmy's, turning into a made mattress and a mule right before our eyes, and nobody's really talking about anything besides the fact that she's trying so hard to fuck him, even going through chemo, girl. So I just feel like Martell finally letting something out of the bag. I feel like he was always trying to hold shit close to the vest because it's a long form investment to not say the shit that he knows about them. But at some point, you need to lay some of that shit on the table, because they play in your face consistently because they know you don't really want to say anything. They always play in Martell's face because they know that. So when he said, just like Trisha, we know that Martell came in trying to lie about the situation with Trisha. But as soon as Trisha started lying and Martell was just forced to tell the truth, it's when you realize how he lies and what he lies about. He doesn't lie about everything. He tries to keep shit close to the vest. but he's not good at lying. So that's why a lot of times it's easier for him just to go on ahead and either not say anything at all or just blurt the shit out. Because I think that's what he did with Trish. She just blurted the shit out. Like, oh yeah, she came to my house a few times. You know what I'm saying? Okay, fine. You know, you got it out of me. You know,
she irked the hell out of me though. As tight-lipped as she was with the boyfriend, she really did make him look crazy because it took me back to whenever she came home. Why the fuck would you even come to your new man complaining about Martell as though there was no tea to be told? He was acting like he didn't know me. I don't know why he was acting like that.
Which is the only reason you would be mad is if something happened and he playing in your face right now.
She put him in a position to look
1000.
dumb. She didn't even have to go to her boyfriend complaining about that. That was crazy to me. Only to turn around and withhold information from him. And it could imagine if whenever Ken approached Martell on the why you act like you didn't know her, imagine if he would have been on some like I'ma check you type energy. He would have been looking like a fool because she was withholding information. Yeah.
And that's what he said to her. Like, you can't have me out here on this fucking show and you not telling me what's going on. And now I got people coming up to me. He could have came, you know, he could have been like, yo, lady was at my house. And the only reason he didn't do that is because he didn't want to get his ass beat. Martell, I think he's intimidated by Ken.
Oh yeah, I think they all
think
are.
most of the men are. Yeah.
for sure.
Why?
1000%.
That's so weird.
Y'all seen Trish husband cry in this?
I did. I was like, boy, don't nobody
Yes.
care. That's how your kids was crying when your ass left them behind. So nobody cares.
It was the way she signed the bill and then just got up and walked off and then he was crying. And I was like, we ain't never seen a nigga cry on these shows at all.
Son, that's for you right here.
Okay. She do be like that. So
She be killing me when she can't get her words out. Like that's what was pissing me off the most when she was saying with her husband, I in the thing and the but girl, just say what the fuck it is. Like she is so annoying. Get her off the show.
High anxiety.
And no, I don't want Tiffany back, but get this y'all.
Yeah, she tense. Like
she is
relax,
super.
let it go, get it out.
Which is crazy because I low key feel like it's an act.
No, I think she tense. I think it's trauma. I think it's from the trauma she been through, and also being in front of the cameras.
But I'm trying to understand why you come off like a secreted hoe.
That's
all.
It's giving
That's
Capricorn energy.
Okay, I'll take that.
It's giving Capricorn. A lot of the hoes I know were like that.
Ooh.
Okay. I take
I
that.
have a point.
But that's what I was picking up on.
The Cap's gonna be mad.
They
I
can
said
be.
a lot of the hoes I know. Now, if you a Capricorn, that does not mean you're also a hoe. But if you're a hoe that is a Capricorn, my point stands.
Hilarious.
That's about
Hilarious. Okay, we got a few more topics, so we can go ahead and get out of here. And let's see what I want to go ahead and get into. Real quick, real fast. I just want to say Jocelyn lied. She lied. It was all a lie. Okay. Jocelyn Hernandez, baby, that was not true what you came to the people and had said about Miss Girl. You had said that you put her head through glass. You was over there talking your big talk when you was over there on the what was that platform with Noriega, Drink Champ? You was doing a lot of talking, Miss Ma'am. But it turns out that girl, Miss Amber beat your ass. And we don't have to listen. We don't have to like Amber and her stance and what she stands for, but we have to admit that Hosseline lied, and it's really not giving Miss Badass like she was over there doing when she was on Miss Lex. And now the people have been alleging that she only gets rowdy when there are things involved. Okay, that is when she really goes nuts. But when she's sane, she really ain't got that energy. You know how people have that what is it, that liquor courage? The people were alleging that it's a different type of courage. All right, but let us see here. Okay, this happens to be Amber getting up ready to handle business, and it's giving clockation going on here. Okay, the uncensored version you can find over on the Twitter. But the thing for me is somebody tried to highlight the fact that y'all not paying attention. Hosseline is actually trying to gouge this girl's eyes out. And Did she gouge him out though? But did she
No.
gouge him? She didn't. And she
She
got
didn't.
clocked
This
every
make me.
chance.
I wish that the girls that was on Jocelyn Cabaret actually didn't allow her to punk them because
Mhm.
it would have been so easy. Just looking at this footage right now, it would have been so easy. That's why whatchamacallit used to always have to fight for her. What's her man name? Start with
Yeah,
a B.
yeah. We know.
I
Whatever.
don't know, but we
The
know.
the producer tall nigga who always jump in her fights.
Yeah.
And Melissa.
Mm.
Melissa, remember when she got in the fight with Lex? Melissa
yes.
jumped in that fight with her. So yeah.
Uh-oh. Hold on. Uh-oh. Sorry, can y'all still hear me?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, I
okay,
can hear
cool.
you.
Okay.
But
I
you
just
know,
want to make sure.
I'm dying laughing because I remember when I first saw the shit, I said Amber won. Oh God, I already knew. It was the way she got up and the way she popped that gum. And also the way Jocelyn watched her get up and walk towards her and did not get up fast enough. To me, that said, you really think that you that bully bitch and you not. Like you really rely on scaring people into submission versus actually having to fight somebody. And everybody forgets that, you know, Amber might be, you know, lame or whatever, but Amber grew up in the hood like everybody else. So she was fighting. Please believe that. Ballistics, yes, ballistic. Jocelyn's old man. He often gets in her fights, and when they're on that other, you know, her show on Zeus Network and shit, they be having security help them. So you know,
Ballistic. That was his name. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Did not remember. Okay.
No fight. That whole ain't winning no fight.
Absolutely not. Just had to clock that real quick. I'm glad it came out a year later.
Me too. Me too. I was excited.
Right. We have to talk about something else that's coming out, and it might be coming out of Jen's account, unfortunately.
Oh gosh, what happened?
Well, I'm glad that you asked. We're about to go ahead and get into what happened. Let us switch over here.
And then, of course, you know, the situation we talked about with me and parole and still paying restitution. Yeah. It's an astronomical amount that I have to get to them in order to make sure I'm on. And we're talking a little under 250,000.
Christian is on probation from a case 10 years ago that is still affecting his life.
I went to prison behind a toxic relationship.
Really?
Never put my hands on her, right? I'm blocking the door. So I'm trying to have a conversation. It gets heated. And of course, the judge had it out for me. She sent me to prison.
I know about the restitution since day one. However, I didn't know the number. We have this extravagant wedding that is going to cost somewhere near that. It's just bad timing. So
why would you want to marry this nigga?
There's $250,000 left. That's like $50,000 a month.
50K. But this is the reason why I want to be released from their control, because there's no hindrance on me traveling outside the country. And I would hate for that to happen a month before our wedding.
Baby.
Well, I think it is time for us to call her.
You got the link?
Child, I just want to tune in to Basketball Wives just to see this clip, just that portion, to see who the hell they finna call and how they finna get this resolved or figure the hell out. $250,000, bitch.
I couldn't
And you
help
knew
but
this
think
from the
about.
beginning.
I couldn't help but think about the way she got that drink splashed on her face like that, and she willing to clean up this man's domestic violence charge over a situation where he didn't put his hands on somebody. But you've also been the victim of domestic violence where, you know, I don't know if that man put his hands on you, but we've seen him violate you in other ways that weren't, you know, hand to face. So I was like, why would you pay that man's case? Would you pay your ex's case?
Oh, wow.
To me, it's even a bad sign that he's asking. Like the dynamic, you're older, he's younger, he thinks he's cuter than you. You know, you're obviously the more astute person. Like I hate this for women. Once you've been married and disrespected already by a nigga, just get the dick and go. Like, just get the dick and go, my girl. Like, just enjoy him and go home, my girl. That's what somebody with real confidence would do. They would go enjoy this young man's penis, leave $100 on the nightstand, go on about maybe 200, girl, if there was a concert y'all missed, and go on about your fucking way, Robin Givens. I can't believe that she really wants to spend $250,000 marrying some fucking child that just got out of jail that just told her he don't make money at his career, he make money at a skill. Is the skill dick? Girl, what's going on?
Okay. Listen, I was over there giving Miss Yandy flack many a years ago, honey, for faking like she was married to Mendices but BIT, Yandy was over here with it in the future, bitch. And I am
She
with
knew.
Yandy.
She knew.
Okay, do not sign up for that. Now, girl, you can go over in Paris but see, okay, you could go over to Paris, have this great wedding or whatever, but don't marry him for real, for real. But my question is, how are y'all even going to go to Paris if he is still on probation? And why did you not plan that accordingly? You see how dumb
And
you don't
why is the
think
issue?
thoughts through? Like, what the hell? I want to feel bad for Jen, but I can't. I guess she just really knows how to pick
I
them up.
don't.
You know,
Would you? She's paying $250,000 for her husband. That's the way he approached it.
Yes.
If you want me to be able to travel with you, and if you want to be able to have this wedding, I cost $250,000.
Girl, it's
I want
getting
all
love
your
after
little
love.
basketball wives paycheck.
Yeah, that's what it's
And
giving.
whatever your mama left you after she passed.
And whatever you
Oh,
got from your
Lord.
divorce
When did that
settlement
happen?
that you might still be holding on to.
Mm-hmm.
A couple of years ago, her mom died maybe like 2-3 years ago. It's
Yeah.
recent.
Oh,
That's why
yeah.
she out here acting crazy.
No, because I remember her saying how bad she wanted to be married when she brought that other man on the show because of her parents or something. I thought, damn, that didn't feel that long ago.
I really want y'all to stop with the marriage shit. Like, if you find somebody spectacular and you want to marry them and they want to marry you, then do that. But the
Mhm.
idea that you are a grown ass woman that has already done this and a nigga splash alcohol in your fucking face to the point where, bitch, we thought you was gonna drown.
Oh, yeah.
It was disrespectful as shit. You do not need to
Mhm.
get. I just feel like, haven't they learned you don't need to get married again unless you're running out of money, and you ain't marrying nobody that's getting you no money, so there ain't no point in getting married again. Just be in little
Mhm.
cute relationships with these niggas, and then when it's over, float on by, ma'am. Now you're gonna, if you
Mhm.
marry him, you're gonna have to do all type of paperwork to divorce the nigga, and you think you're not gonna divorce him. Y'all is not finna stay together forever. Y'all not. You and him, no. I don't see that.
Yeah.
I wonder if their mindset is like, I failed at the last thing, so maybe I can like redeem myself or something when they go into the new one. Maybe
Mhm.
that's
Yeah,
why.
that's probably
But there
what
are
they
like a
think.
good amount of people that I know that may get married and then they be like, I ain't getting married again. But you have those that are probably about that same amount on the other side. It's like, nah, I want to try this again. You know, I guess they want
Martell,
that success story.
I
they
think
want
they're
people to feel
delusional.
like it's not me. It's the person who I was with. They failed. I can be successful at this, so I'm gonna do it
Yeah.
again.
When really, what is success in marriage? Like, let's keep it a buck. If y'all die, if
Mhm.
one of y'all die, that's the that's the success.
Mm.
That do us part is the success. And I just kind of feel like you don't need to go bind yourself to anybody financially in order to do that. That's all I'm saying. I just feel like
Mhm.
sometimes marriage makes it harder for people to take care of themselves in the way that they should. And
I can
so
see that.
for me,
Yeah,
I
because you
feel
are
like,
bonding yourself to the other person 100%.
yes.
And you can only control so much. So, yeah.
And to me, her signing up to marry this young man, like, now you signing up for restitution. Who knows what else he could be hiding from your fucking ass? Like, I'm sure there's some young bitch that he gonna be cheating on you with that you gonna have to feel bad about at some point. Niggas like him always pull some bitch they age that they coochie they wearing out while they using your pocketbook for whatever. Girl, don't do it.
250,000, bitch. I
Don't
hope she
do
don't. I
it,
pray to
Jen.
God somebody talk to her and just be
Do
like,
it. Don't do it.
have
Yes,
a wedding, but don't make it official, bitch. Okay. All right. Bondy has said something about what you said. It had me hollering about just get the dick and leave. This
Yes.
is what I think this woman should have done. Instead of coming on to social media, not
Oh,
social media, but Real Housewives prancing around. Boom, I got your boyfriend. I got your man. I got him. Man, Phaedra said, girl, you gotta have that raggedy man. Okay. Unfortunately, for Apollo, there has been a DV situation to where he has been arrested. Okay, a lot of this stemmed from what I read was Apollo. I guess is this his wife? I think this is his wife. Yeah, his wife. She was out with some friends, right? from what I read, and she made it home. And once she got home, him and her got into an argument about her cheating, and really about them cheating on each other. Because I was over here like, girl, you cheated. We just caught you a few months ago. What the hell going on? So they had this
about that.
Huh?
You said we caught you a few months ago. I didn't hear nothing about that.
Yeah, you didn't see the video that was going around of him sitting on the couch with a whole nother woman laying on his lap and all of that? Oh yeah, he
He
just
went
got
to her place
exposed
with a
this
book
spring.
bag. He had a whole book bag on, girl. That's what got me.
Night bag.
Girl, yeah.
Yeah, they didn't. Yeah,
No.
I think that could have led to like a DV situation because they already had something else going on, right? So before we get to that, but so she said that they got into a heated argument, whatever. She said that she went outside calling for help, then came back in to get her phone, then he was gone. I guess he came back to the scene and confirmed to the officers that he was trying to get her phone out of her hand. She decided to crouch down on the ground or whatever like that, but he still snatched the phone out of her hand. They said she didn't have any like visible marks or anything like that, like he hit her. It was just more so them having an argument and him snatching the phone out her hand. But I still feel like it ain't your damn phone. Like, I mean, she cheating, you cheating, like chill the hell out, okay? So they ended up still arresting him, and I forgot what all they charged him with, but he definitely was arrested and he was charged. He did bail out. Okay, they said that he was placed in custody and charged with DV and simple assault. But he did bond out with $3,000. Now they also said that back in March 11th, he was already arrested on a simple battery family violence misdemeanor. Okay. And they said that I believe she called the cops on him because they had whatever. I think she said that he pulled her hair or something like that, and he was pushing on her or something. So they had a little incident around the same time that we were learning that he was like cheating on her or whatever it was. So then she came out and she had made like a statement of how they, it was just a huge blowout between a married couple, but that has brought us much closer since then. We have worked through our issues and have been going to couples therapy. The end. Like it's nothing else to it. Leave it alone. And here we are. Okay. So that was another situation that just happened back in March, and then here we are with him being arrested. This is really sad. Don't they got a child together? Didn't she have a daughter with this
That's
man?
That's not his child. That's her child that she moved to go and be with him. She's one of them love after lockup bitches that put
I
her
thought she got
daughters.
pregnant by him. I thought she had an older child, then she ended up getting pregnant. Okay, maybe that's okay. Let me not put that. We don't know that to be true, so let me retract that.
I need to find out.
I could have sworn. Let me see. I don't know. I thought that he did. I could be completely wrong, y'all. I don't want to put that in that lady body. Okay.
Let me see.
What's her name? Sheridan?
Sheridan.
Or something. I don't know what her name is.
Mufti.
Sheridan. Because I thought they had
you could tell though, like
maybe
you could tell when they
though.
was on like a couples retreat, couples therapy show that I reviewed, and you could tell that he was abusive towards her and that she was scared. And I really feel like it's the thing that pissed me off about a lot of people in a lot of reality shows. When we see these signs of people being abusive in different ways, and we say that's what it is, and then they want to hurry up and say that that's not what it is, and then later on you get these cases, and you can say, oh, it was just a phone and all of this, he didn't hit her. Man, you can say whatever the fuck you want to say. Apollo is abusive, and you can't tell me no different. Like,
no,
period.
That's why
she
every
suffered
time
an ectopic pregnancy. Gotcha. She was pregnant, but she did not. Gotcha. Sorry about that. I thought that she.
No, that's okay.
I'm glad I
I
corrected
feel
that.
like that's why every time Phaedra got into it with Apollo, I feel like she was trying to do it on camera. Like the go away from me with this Apollo. When she said it, I feel like she was low key in fear because he didn't have nothing to lose that day when he was getting ready to go turn himself
She
in.
was like,
she was scared of him.
Yes.
Yeah. I believe that man can get violent.
Absolutely. You in and out of jail and shit, and no respect, no disrespect, but you light skin, that's too much.
Right.
That
Yeah,
in and out of
okay.
jail, nigga, that's unsafe.
Anything else?
Oh,
Steady?
I saw some comments that I wanted to reply to, but
Me too.
Well, the first one, I'm gonna just say this. I don't know how being honest about how people romanticize marriage in an unhealthy way is downplaying it. I
I'm
don't
so
think.
glad you addressed it.
Yeah, I don't, oh, my black sisters, downplaying girl, what the fuck are you talking about? Like, my parents were married until the day my dad died, and I've been married for what, 8 years almost, with the same person for 14. So I don't need anybody, you know what I'm saying? My grandparents were married, both sets. Most of my aunties were married. I don't need anybody talking about downplaying no motherfucking marriage to me. What I am saying is y'all care more about marriage than y'all do about anything else. And that is a pitfall as far as I'm concerned. To
Is
be a
that what it
grown ass
said?
person.
My
What?
black sisters, that's what it said?
Yeah, that's what it
Yes.
said.
Downplaying marriage.
Uh-huh.
I haven't downplayed. I'm not even married yet. Okay, that will come later this year. But at the end of the day, I know for myself, I understand that it's different for everybody. Everybody no longer desires it how it was once desired when we were younger. And it was like the epitome, like up here with it. And people have just, they just changed about that. It's not the same for everybody.
It's
It is
not,
what
and
it
it
is.
shouldn't have to be.
And I also think the other thing is, I feel like a lot of the elders who would press for women to be married, that's the thing, they also were not telling you about some of the struggles that they had within their marriage. So it's not saying marriage isn't to be valued. It's more so to say be
No.
super selective. Don't rush and get married to just anybody, because if you just want to be with somebody, you can just be with somebody. But
Hello.
marrying somebody, you are completely combining your lives. And I think that's something that we can speak to from experience, or even just being in relationships. Jamie, you about to get married. Bonnie, you've been married. I mean, you are married. I'm married. It's just like, I think what we're saying is realistic. People need to be more realistic, so people aren't going out and making bad decisions based on what they think something looks like.
Yes. And
Right.
we were specifically talking about a black woman who has already been married and been in other bad relationships, considering spending $250,000 of her money to marry a nigga that has a $250,000 restitution. If you don't see that, that means you have idolized and put marriage on a pedestal that is unrealistic and fucking stupid. I don't know what to tell you if you don't think that's crazy. Now, if we was talking about somebody that treated her well, that was on her same level, girl, married a nigga and fly off into the fucking sunset together. But the fact that you are willing to combine your life with somebody that is in no way, shape, or form on your level, or even seems to be in the same headspace as you about marriage, and we're downplaying it simply because we don't want you to just jump into it with any old body. Ain't that some shit? Ain't that some shit? Oh, and the other comment. Hold up. What was the other comment about? We were being obtuse about the Tyler Perry shit. Oh yeah, on the Tyler Perry piece. Let's not be obtuse. Black folks and creators are always criticizing his work. Well, because it often fucking sucks. And we watch it because we are hoping that this time it'll be better. We hope that this time, because he put all of this money into it, it'll be better. We watch every time. You know what? We watch Tyler Perry knows exactly what the fuck he's doing, because Tyler Perry studies black movies, right? And every black movie that you ever grew up loving, there's something about that black movie you wish you could watch a million times and it'll change. Like when Ricky gets shot on Boys in the Hood. You watch that shit a million times wishing that at the end he doesn't get shot. And Tyler Perry knows this shit. He knows you will watch a train wreck. You will watch something that upsets you a million times hoping that it'll get better, which is why he can shortchange and be egotistical and controlling about the way he handles his creative projects. And if they're shitty, so what? Because we always going to show up to see if the next one is going to be any better. Because at some point, just like in an abusive relationship, he was giving us something good that we really wanted to see. And now he's not. And we keep trying to go back to the original high we was getting from his shit that we just not getting no more. Tyler is abusing us. And fuck everybody for acting like we can't critique him. He can be critiqued. He's okay. He's still a millionaire.
Exactly. It's given the same logic as it's given the same logic as protect black men, even when they be fucked up. I'm not saying Tyler Perry is, but I'm saying these two things are parallel.
All right. I saw somebody say go and create the movies that you want to see. And I feel like people are doing that. I think that's always been a thing. But those people that are creating the movies they want to see, or even just wanting to share their creativity, they get some of the slack too. and they're the ones that's over there on the Tubi app. So
And he not gonna
it
stop
is what it
making movies.
is. It's always gonna be
I see.
conversation.
It's always gonna be critique. And honestly, that's part of the reason why his shit did so well is because everybody was talking about it.
I mean,
Right.
I
People was not
enjoyed the mess.
Necey
I
enjoyed it.
enjoyed the mess.
Enjoyed it and
I
still
can
stands
I
on
can
it.
tell y'all when some shit sucks. It for his niche of movies, I enjoyed it. But I can
I was
still
more
say
upset
on a
about the
grand
end than anything.
yeah.
To me, it was the end that just pissed me off because I was like, we did all of that, and that's what you gave us? No twist or nothing. Like, even in a regular thriller movie, y'all, there's always a twist. I need there to be a twist.
Yeah, I thought it was at the beginning. I was like, "Oh yeah, whatchamacallit set her up for."
Listen, the best friend and the best friend husband, I just knew they was gonna be involved in something. It was gonna be some
Whenever
money in the
she signed
paperwork.
that contract,
Yes.
yes. When she signed the paperwork, I said, "Oh my gosh, she just signed everything over to him. She doesn't have a house to go back to." I thought he was gonna be like, "Get the fuck out of my house. You signed everything away." No, it would have been a
Nothing.
twist.
And then even the end, when the mama, all that shit the mama had did, let it go. And then that was it. It was like all this build up to
let us down.
Yes. Like I thought I was gonna orgasm and I didn't. It just was unfulfilling. And I hate the fact that we can't critique him without y'all acting like we're being unfair to him. To be very clear, Black people don't critique white people that much because we don't know them like that. Like, I'm just saying, like, think about it. Do you know any other white directors that we give a fuck about enough the way we care about Tyler Perry? Like, we give a fuck about Tyler Perry.
It don't really matter because Black people's gonna watch it just to discuss it. There's white people don't. I don't know white people that watch Tyler Perry movies like that.
No, but they definitely rate their own shit. That's where the whole Rotten Tomatoes and all of that comes from
Correct.
because white people rate their movies too. And some of their movies fucking suck. And J-Lo, everything J-Lo do suck lately. I don't know if
Yeah,
y'all
they've been
paying
dragging the
attention.
hell out of J-Lo. Like J-Lo cannot get above water with the people. The way they've been wearing her ass out.
And I've been telling y'all how I ain't seen a good show, and I don't know how long until I started watching Apple TV and realized all of the fucking good ass shows was over there. I was like, oh, I was
Dark
wondering where they
Matter.
went. I gotta watch Dark Matter.
Presumed Innocent.
I
Watch
finished
Presumed
Innocent. Girl, did you see the finale? I was not expecting.
Gosh. Yes.
See, that's
I
what I'm
just
talking about.
started
What
Lady in
season
the
are
Lake.
y'all on? Presumed Innocent. What
It's the
season?
first
It's
season
just
and they
a-
just finished.
How many episodes?
8.
10? It was 8?
I think
Okay.
it's only
8.
8.
8 or
Okay,
like
I didn't
everything is
see
8 or
that.
10. But that
Watched
one,
it.
the
Did you watch Lady in
science.
the Lake?
Yes, I watched Lady in the Lake. The first 2
Okay, I
episodes was
started
good
it.
as fuck.
Lady in
So
the Lake. What was that about?
So it's set in a lot of the shows are about women and them not having any autonomy in the past because that's not the only show. That one is about 2 women, like it's a Black woman and a white woman, and basically how they both being fucked over as being women in the society in the 60s. One is divorced and trying to get away from her Jewish husband who made mattress and muse the fuck out of her. Her son even shows her no respect whatsoever. And then the Black lady who is telling the story, we know she gets murdered at some point. We haven't gotten to when she gets murdered, but it starts off with her talking about how her death started the white woman's life. You could tell the white woman really wants to do something with herself.
Oh, is that on Netflix?
No, Apple TV.
It's on all of it is on Apple TV.
All is on Apple
I
TV.
heard about that.
And remember, I told you about the
You might be
morning
thinking
show.
about Under the Bridge.
Yeah, you did
on
tell me about
Hulu.
the morning show.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I'm thinking about Under the
on Hulu.
Bridge.
That was
That's
good
on
too,
Hulu.
though. That was good though. I watched that one. But yeah, no, you got girl. All of those shows are so good, and I was just like, girl, where have we been? I've been watching Interview with the Vampire, but I have to jump back on because I've been
What?
missing.
It got Natalie Portman in it. I
Girl,
like
yes.
Natalie.
I mean, and then Presumed Innocent got Jack Gyllenhaal.
Yes.
Mm.
And he with an old Black lady.
And then I think Dark Matter. I think is that Jason Bateman? What's that man's name? I don't know that man's name.
The chemistry, the
Okay.
science of chemistry.
Yeah.
That shit is good too with Brie Larson because I love me some Brie Larson. So that one is really good about a woman who tried to be a chemist and a scientist back in the day, and they wouldn't let her do it. So she kind of starts teaching how to cook on a TV show, and it's very 60s housewife, and she's anti that, but she has broken the cooking down to a science. Girl, it was good. I watched that whole thing this weekend. I was just in my house on Apple TV going through the shows. Girl, we started Loot, which is another one that's really good. Palms Royale with Kristen Wiig is good. Basically anything. If you click on
The
it,
morning show is good too.
the morning show is really
I haven't
good.
watched that.
Please do. And Jamie, I feel like the
I'm
reason
not-
why I told you to watch it because we both was in the news business. So it definitely be hitting for people who know the behind the scenes of how that shit really be going. Because it's
I'm gonna check
exactly
that
how it
out.
be going. Girl,
Damn.
I'm gonna
HR
check
wear.
that out. The morning show. Okay. Anything else, ladies? Okay, let me get into these quick super chats. I barely watched this boring season. New Lady is weird. They're talking about Love and Marriage Huntsville with Trish. I agree 1000%. Amina, thank you for the super chat. B, for real, Scrap is not known for beating people up. Okay, he's not known for well, I mean, I guess he kind of got it at Stevie, but they cool now, so I guess it don't matter. Thank you for the super chat, Keisha. Thank you for the super chat. Maybe because he was lame and always wanted to be a super saver. Okay. He wants folks to see him in that way. The male hero women should run to. Okay. Thank you for the super chat. I do appreciate it. All right, you guys. That is all that we got. We thank you guys so much for joining us. Make sure that you are indeed following us on all social media platforms. Okay. We do take a break, so make sure that you're following Bondy, who will be up next. Okay, make sure that you're subscribed to the channel as well as Necey Dixon and myself, Jami ThatsMe. Thank you guys so much. And we are going to catch you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.